Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm Jay.
And we're back in the saddle again. It's been
Everyone you know, everyone you chase, everyone you lose. You remember that song "Steal the Night" from Bloodsport?
Yeah.
And steal the night. Dude, I was looking it up on YouTube, and everyone in the comments were like, any super fan of Bloodsport knows exactly the scene for scene when that song's going, because he's running through the boats, and then Whitaker falls off the boat, and then that one part hits the bridge.
Yeah. The Mentos commercial they did for that was the best.
Dude, that dude apparently wrote all the songs for that whole movie. That does
No
Steal
shit,
the Night.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, saying something. But I think he also did like some Rocky music.
Is it Bloodsport or Kickboxer where they're riding on the boat in the beginning and that flute's going doo-doo-doo? You know what I mean? It's like
it's not the beginning of Bloodsport.
It's like, you're the best or something like that. I know
it might be Kickboxer, because the Bloodsport's just them practicing for the Kumite.
Yeah, it must be Kickboxer for sure. Someone said reverb. Is there a sound thing going on? Hey, the Merkers are in here. What are you morose motherfuckers doing?
You sexy fucks.
Look at this morose motherfucker right here. Oh shit. Yeah, missed you guys, man. It feels like we haven't done this in forever, even though we just did it like last week. You know,
I forgot how to broadcast, even though I never really knew how to begin with.
Hey, who was that? Where did it go? Greg Harrison here. What's up, dude?
Hey, Greg.
Yup. What's up, Orlando, Blu-ray, Chinatown, D-Land, Todd, Bat Seal, Scarehouse Tim Zombie, Ashley Pendleton. I'm having a stroke.
Yes. It happens.
I'm dying tomorrow.
Did you see the sign and it opened up your eyes?
I did. It
looked like a giant floppy cock.
What have you guys in the chat been watching this week? I want to know. I want to know what you've been watching.
I'd like to know.
I watched Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls with the kids today.
Didn't they just add Ace Ventura 1 and 2 to Netflix?
It wasn't I thought it was Netflix, but it was actually Amazon. They added it to.
Oh yeah. I got a big list of all the movies they were adding.
Dude, Jim Carrey is like, I don't care what you say, he's the funniest person that has ever lived on this earth. I know Richard Pryor, I know all these people. I don't think there's anybody funnier than Jim Carrey that's ever walked.
I think as far as like in the movies, I think he's probably up there for like in the top 5. But I mean, I'm like stand-up comedy. I mean, Richard Pryor is like the guy. But I mean, but, you know, the thing about Jim Carrey is like a live, like he's like a real life cartoon character. The way that he's able to do shit with his body and morph his face to make it look cartoony. I don't know. He's one of the best slapstick guys ever.
And the thing about Ace Ventura, like, people don't actually give the character enough respect. Now, I know this sounds crazy, but like the way he is actually like a fucking super detective with like the hardcoreest taxing my gig core cruster case of ADD of all time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's kind of like what he is. I mean, I think it's a better character than people give it credit for. And it's the perfect vehicle for Jim Carrey to just let loose with his craziness. Like he doesn't have to hold back. He really doesn't even have to stay in character. He just gets to go fucking batshit crazy because everything works, you know, like
that one,
too far.
I think that one where he was like flat tire when he was doing that, when he was walking through the woods with that dude, I think that was all ad-libbed. I think they just left that in. I think he ad-libbed that shit.
I bet a lot of that shit's ad-libbed with him, dude. I just
flick it quick.
Or when he's talking about the bat, he's like, I hate bats, and he's like they're all with their wings, like and that shit.
Thanks for the free parking.
Dude, I love that movie so fucking much. Like I still think the first one's the funniest one though. Like, but the second one, like the first 2 acts, like the first act and a half of the second one, like when they go to the dinner party and he was wearing that dude, or when he takes the crop from that guy and he hits him, he's like, funny, it didn't seem that painful when you did it to the horse. You know, those 2 scenes are like the funniest scenes in all of Ace Ventura, I think. But the movie dies like for like 25 minutes after that. It doesn't die, but it's just not nearly as funny.
I like when he's in the projector room and he goes, honk, 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 honk.
And if you watch it, dude, when he does the ball gag on the guy, when he's like, oh, he takes a second to look at it, he goes, oh.
I like that. I like at the beginning when he goes to recruit him and he was like giving him the option to come and help him find out what happened with the sacred bat, and he was like, no. And then he does that slinky thing, and then he's like, "Oh, could you believe it? It was so close. Can we do it again?" And he was like, "We have to go, Ace." He's like, "Let's just do everything that you want to do." Yeah, dude, he's so fucking great.
D-Land said, "Melissa, it's Ace." And that's so funny because after we watched that, I was making dinner, and that scene popped in my head where he's like, when he gets on the phone, he's like, "Melissa, it's Ace." He's all serious all of a sudden.
I'm in Psychoville, and Ray Finkel's the mayor.
Anthony Stamps, thanks, buddy. Happy 2022. Can Mark Wahlberg and Dr. Loomis ring in the new year?
Sure. Dude, ever since watching Ray Donovan, that's all I find myself saying it more and more. He's like, every time he's like, "Hey, can we?" He's like, "Can you?" He's like, "Can we talk?" He's like, "Sure."
I gotta watch it. I really do. I gotta watch it.
Good.
I plan on it very much, but hold on here. Hang on. My fucking screen went away real quick. Okay. Let me see here. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did it go? Yeah, Anthony Stamps, we could do that, my friend. You know, it's a new fucking year. I'm not going to curb stomp anybody. I'm definitely not going to curb stomp anybody and take that 24-pack of Bud Light. You know, that was a while ago, but I'm a Christian now, and I've got my own golf course.
Yeah, 2022. Another year, another dollar. Who gives a fuck? Michael's still out there. Nobody believes he's real. Okay, until we get some funding, until we open up a real investigation and hunt that smelly asshole down, I don't want to hear it. So fuck your new year.
Yeah. You know what? If I saw Michael, I would attack that motherfucker like a silverback gorilla.
Please, he'd fucking ride you like a pogo stick.
No, I go head body, saw man be all day long.
I kiss him on his lips.
Throw him off the scent. Well, actually, Jamie Lee Curtis tried that in that shit bowl Resurrection. She kissed him on the mouth, which was disgusting.
I know,
That's
it's
your
like
brother, lady.
brother.
You met out with your own sister.
Courtney Reed says AB to the Packers. No, says fucking I, man. I said it. I don't know if you still have the text.
Yeah,
you delete all your texts, but I texted it to you and Cody when before he went to the Bucks. I was like, "Where's AB going?" I'm like, "I don't fucking want him on the Packers, man. They got a good thing going on their team. He is not the juice is not worth the squeeze with that dude. He's crazy."
He acted like the way he fucking acted like that on the field. He might as well be like flipping and throwing signs up when he's like for a car wash.
He's fucking done,
flip
dude.
the fucking signs like car wash here. He's an asshole.
Yeah, dude, he's great.
I mean, you know what he is. I mean, I feel like he's got the Ocho Cinco like mentality or something. Like I got to do something to get everybody's attention. I was like, but you're already good. Like Ocho Cinco really wasn't that well. He was all right, but he was nowhere near as good as his fucking personality. It was just like Jerry Maguire textbook. You got to do something that stands out. So that's what Ocho Cinco did. He changed his fucking name. He acted like a fool. Antonio Brown is doing the same thing, except that Antonio Brown, unlike Ocho Cinco's, got real talent.
Well, I mean, I think it's just fucking Ocho Cinco was great for a minute there, but the thing is, dude, is that Antonio Brown's actually an asshole off the field. Like, you know, he jerked off on a masseuse's back and like he attacked the delivery driver.
You
like
say asshole, but I say method actor. Is what I see.
That's what
I see. He's not really broke that character. Yeah,
that was nuts though, man. I couldn't see it, but I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I was just like, "Yep, that makes sense." We've all been waiting for that.
And I got to give it up to my brother for sending me some of the best news I've had all year. Let's hear it up for the Giants this year. Since 2009, they're bringing it back home. They have -10 passing yards. That's right, -10 passing yard. No team has done that since 2009. But my boys, the New York Giants, they find a way to fucking suck, and I like that. That's a good mentality. They dig deep.
You guys had some promise at the beginning of the season, man. You had a great roster. I don't know what the fuck
Cody
happened.
said you bring back. He's like, yeah, and you're missing Eli Manning. I was like, I'd take that Forrest Gumpy asshole any day of the week. I wish he would come back. He still seemed young, but you know what? He was, look, as dumb as his face was, he was smart, man. He got two rings and he got out.
I still believe in Daniel Jones, man. I still think you guys got a quarterback there. He's hurt. Like Mike Glennon was in it. Mike Glennon's the fucking worst. But
at this point, dude, I'd settle for fucking Branch. From the mid-90s, that fucking guy that took over after Phil Simms. I can't remember his first name, but he was a terrible quarterback.
Yeah, fucking Mike Glennon is.
Or Bunch. Was it Bunch? Bunch.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like Boomer Sison's cousin.
But 3 times removed.
Tyzavius Bennett, thanks, buddy. He says, "What's up, guys? My birthday was Wednesday. I feel like a new man.
Hey,
happy fucking birthday!
Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Did you say happy
name.
Birthday, my baby?
No, he said, "What's up? My birthday was Wednesday."
I thought you said happy birthday, my baby.
I might have.
I was like, you guys been talking on the phone. I'm not.
He's a terrific lover. Yeah, he's a sweet. He's an unselfish lover, no doubt about it. Yeah, happy birthday, dude.
Happy birthday, man. Drink a lot of shots.
His last name's Bennett too, which is awesome. I just wish that I could see him and put him in a freezer and be like, "Cool off some steam, Bennett," from Commando. Bennett was a badass bad guy, man. He was an awesome bad guy.
By the way, just so you guys know, I think it's going to be January 16th. I'm not 100% sure on that, but if you guys are, and Mike's going to start watching it after he's done with Kingdom, because Kingdom's a great goddamn TV show. But Ray Donovan, I was mentioning that earlier. It's 7 seasons. I just finished it up. The 7th season, the last episode, it's kind of bullshit because the way they leave it. But the Ray Donovan movie comes out on the 16th, where it's going to finally wrap up everything that happened with Ray Donovan. And I can't wait. So if you guys are a fan of Ray Donovan, be looking out for that. And it's going to be on, I think is it Paramount? I don't know. It's one of those streaming companies, but it's going to be
Showtime.
Awesome.
I think it was a Showtime show.
Maybe it is Showtime. But yeah. And then I just finished up. Mike got me into, I binged it all through the, holiday Yellowstone. So I watched the newest episode last night. Good shit. The last 2 seasons, and Mike agrees, 3 and 4 are the best seasons that they've had on the show. The first 2 seasons are all right, but I feel like what happened to some of those characters, I feel like they're one-dimensional, that they just kind of stay the same and they don't really advance anymore. But when they get into the 3rd season, then it's finally like, okay, we get it now. It's finally good. Because the first 2 seasons, they almost feel like they go into General Hospital levels of drama. It's like shit, dude.
I actually like the first 2 seasons a lot, but I do think that the 3rd or the 4th one was the best one. But yeah, that just ended last night, so now we have to wait a whole fucking however long it takes. But yeah, if you guys don't know, Yellowstone, the way I always explain it is it's like a country Sopranos with Kevin Costner, like the way that he runs his family and all that shit, and they're trying to protect their land in Montana. Is it Montana?
Yeah, Montana.
Yeah, that's where
in the old Yellowstone
Jackson lived. Yeah, yeah, man. It's a great fucking show.
Yeah, it is, or that, or fucking, what's his name? Michael Montgomery, Inside His Life. John Michael Montgomery. Yeah. I don't know. And that's the only thing that also annoys me, dude, is every goddamn time. Sometimes it's stupid, though, because they'll have like moments in the show where they just show a montage of people riding horseback and you see those nice asses. And then they have like, I was once a country boy and I looked at the sky. And I'm like, all right, I don't want to hear that shit because it's like this is a fucking music video.
Cowboy in me.
I'm like,
I see that's the kind of country music I actually like, so I didn't mind that part, but they do really try to drive home like the special relationship people have with horses in the show. So every once in a while you get like a weird horse corsage fucking montage, which I don't like that either.
I just think I was like, well, can you just fill this up with actual, I don't know, acting? Instead of just pictures from like a documentary from a ranch. What's it like to live on a ranch? I don't fucking know. Here you go. Here's a montage for you.
By the way, I don't know if this is a hard left, but I don't know if the burgers is still in here, but I did want to tell you sexual dudes, that we did a reaction to the Jason I can't remember the fuck which song was it?
I can't remember.
It was like almost a month ago that we did it, but the fucking computer card ate it up. Like I went to put it on there and it was all
That means that you guys made such great music, it said fuck your computer.
All I know is we loved it. It was fucking hilarious.
It was great.
I think it was the Mama Said Knock You Out one. I think that's the one it was.
I don't think it was that one. That was I don't remember what it was. It was good though. It was the newest one that you guys did.
Far too many libations. I can't remember exactly what was going on. Just like last night, dude. I actually am gonna have to go back and rewatch the finale to Yellowstone because
you drunk?
I was watching that Packers game. That's what 1 seat, by the way. Just having a time of it, just having a great time. Another 13-3 season, and then I was far too.
Well, that show does make you drink a lot.
It's one of those shows.
Yeah, and not to that dude, your liver's gonna be as black gets, because when you go onto Ray Donovan, it's gonna be the same fucking way. They drink in every goddamn scene. It's whiskey.
I have to wait till summer.
Scotch. I know you're not gonna be able to make it. You're gonna look like Ted Nugent. But no, dude. I that's how I was in season 2 of Yellowstone. Like I was just drinking, and I had like 5 episodes left, and I just watched them all, and I was drunk. And then by the time it was over, if you'd asked me right after the last episode of season 2, like, hey, what was that? What was it about? What was the last 2 episodes? I'll be like, somebody has a cowboy hat.
Don't put it on the bed though.
That's all I remember. Jimmy is trying to be a cowboy, but he's not quite there yet.
Every time you see somebody, like Kevin Costner's always walking around with one of these, like, and he always gets pissed and throws it into the fire, like throws it against the wall.
They're all a bunch of fucking alcoholics, every single goddamn one of them, with like family issues. But there's and then I don't know. Yeah, I drank a shit ton during that season, so I know that you can't put your hat on the fucking on the bed.
It's bad luck.
Yeah, and then if you're from Texas and you sing a lot, you're an asshole.
That's pretty much.
Dude, I didn't know that guy that played Rip.
Yeah,
dude, he's been in a shit ton of movies.
I know. He's in some stuff coming out next year too. Rip's badass. I don't like the character. I hate his guts, but the guy, the one who sings, you know what I'm talking about? The one with that's always got the guitar and always singing.
Walker.
Yeah, that's the guy I was saying would be a perfect fucking Gambit. Like I think he would rule
as long as he's not if that's his real accent, fuck that, because that's too Texan.
I don't know if it is or not. Like, but he'd have to do the
you'd have to do Cajun. Back down, mon ami. We done it then way too much. You have to have mush mouth. You got to get into there.
Yeah,
you got to get in there. Channing Tater Tots was going to do it.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. But if he had that dude in his face and like his acting prowess, if he had like the hood on, I could see that shit.
He's kind of skinny though.
So's Gambit. Gambit's tall and lanky.
Well, I know, but I mean, I know, but there's not really a lot of musculature to him. By the way, I will say it seems like in Montana and Texas, those goddamn girls, every fucking one of them. What? I always thought when you went to a rodeo, it'd be like girls with teeth knocked out, like fucking, like ripped jeans, but then they'd be like track marks in them, like just smelling like ass.
Those goddamn barrel racers, man.
Fucking barrel racer girls. Cats are barking, dogs are purring. I don't understand a goddamn thing going on.
This is gonna be the most redneck thing I've ever said, but I grew up around like horse farms and rodeos and shit like that. Like that's all very fucking factual.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do the Luke Perry. I'm gonna do 8 Seconds.
That's a fucking great movie. Dude.
I know. I have to go back and watch that movie. I was telling April about that last night. I was like, there was a movie that Luke Perry did. It was like the first time where he wasn't trying to be like, I'm just a misunderstood guy, but I'm also I'm a good guy inside.
He did
like even when he did Buffy, and I liked Buffy when he did that in the 90s, it was still like an outcast. I am a bad boy, except he just didn't have any friends. That was the only difference. That was the only stretch that he had from Beverly Hills 90210. But 8 Seconds, he was but he chose that role. But Typecast, he was. But in 8 Seconds, it's actually goddamn good. That I'm gonna watch that and Urban Cowboy. I'm just gonna have a good old fucking fashioned redneck country hoedown.
I watched Urban Cowboy a couple months ago, man.
He smacked his woman. He said, "Don't you ride that bull."
Yeah, he smacked her right in the face, and you're like, what? You really feel like you were at the dinner table. Like, how do I proceed with this film? Like, I don't know. Like, am I allowed to like him? He just hit her in the face.
I felt like I was in the parking lot of the karaoke bar that we frequent.
Anything could happen.
He's literally exactly the same bullshit.
Yeah, Eduardo Santiago, thanks, man. He says Cobra Kai was awesome. Felt bad for Terry, but damn, he had a bad mother.
Which one?
He just said felt bad for Terry, but damn, he a bad mother. He's a bad mother. Yeah, like yeah. I don't want to say too much because I know some people are still watching it or whatever.
Terry, you mean? He meant Terry. I was got confused with Tori.
Yeah, I was confused
because she had some pretty dramatic things happen this season too.
I'm glad you liked it though. A lot of people liked it a lot.
Cody loves it. He binged. He said he's got 1 more or 2 more or 3 more episodes. He liked it. Yeah. I guess we were wrong.
Yeah, I guess it's just it happens to the best of us sometimes. And again, Jay and I we loved the 4th season of Cobra Kai. All we said was that it's the worst season of the 4, and it's still fucking badass. So just not my favorite. But you know,
it is what it is. I'm glad you guys liked it.
Austin said he found Captain Winky.
Oh, I knew it was there. He could probably do that surgery over the weekend. But I'm pretty sure in the doctor's busy schedule, he could find the time to get rid of big old Mr. Kanish.
Scary House Tim Zombie, thank you, dude. He says binge Cobra Kai season 4 and it was great. Can't wait for season 5. Sending you boys love from Pittsburgh. Oh, Pittsburgh.
Hey, Pittsburgh. I like this. Well, I don't, but doing in and around Kentucky, nothing but fucking Steeler fans. Like I swear to God, it's the weirdest thing ever.
They're the most popular team in the NFL.
Yeah, and you're like, but the relation between how far we are from like, you would think you'd see more Tennessee Titan fans or Bengal fans or Browns fans, and it's fucking Steelers everywhere. Steelers, red and gold, baby. Jerome Bettis, I like the stick.
Cordell Stewart. I went to a Packers game Packers game when they played in the Bengals stadium, and there was more Packers fans than Bengals there. Bengals just a boring team to root for, man. You know?
Yeah, because they're named after a fucking Bengal.
Yeah.
You know what I think of the Bengals, dude? I don't know why, but every time when I was a kid, when I thought of Cincinnati Bengals, I always thought of Bugles, like those chips.
Yeah, I know everybody always calls them the
Bugles are like fucking Bugles are like, except for Bugle Boy. I like Bugle Boy a lot back in the day, but Bugles, those chips are like boring.
I can eat them, but they're never good.
Yeah, because you know what it is, dude. If you go and visit someone in like a retirement home, like they have Bugles.
Yeah, and
it's like a retirement home chip. Yeah, and you shouldn't be giving retirees those chips anyway because they're rough.
They could choke.
Yeah, it's rough. They're unoriginal, uninspired chips.
We need to boycott bugles.
I always put them on my fingers when I was a kid and go.
That's what I was saying. I still do. Tyler Rumfeld, thanks, man. Appreciate that. He says, Happy New Year's, boys. Rewatching Cobra Kai Season 4 on one TV and Streets of Rage 4 on the other. And you guys, from my phone, stay sexy. This dude has ADD.
That guy's the fucking architect from The Matrix. He's watching every screen right now. He goes, you've been here before. That's cool, man.
Fucking awesome, dude.
I couldn't take it all in. The most I can do is I can look at my phone if I'm playing a video game, kinda. You know, but it's only kinda, and then I'm like shit, or like if I'm watching something, I have to rewind it because I get absorbed in what I'm reading or something. Yeah. By the way, I gotta say before we get it, because I'll forget about this, dude. Tell me I'm wrong, but listen. All right, so I was watching this thing on YouTube. It was GQ. It was published by GQ, but it was like a criminal psychologist goes through scenes of serial killers in movies and then talks about whether or not it's accurately portrayed. It's badass, dude. It's cool. So it's a real criminal psychologist. And then there's also one where the astronaut goes through all the scenes of like space movies and that, and you know, but anyway, the one I was watching, they showed a clip of Norman Bates, Anthony Perkins, in the 1960 Psycho movie, and him talking, and then the criminal psychologist going over what he had, like what you would diagnose him with and whether or not it was portrayed correctly. Dude, in that scene, he's talking to Detective Loomis. Okay. And Loomis is interviewing him. Dude, 100% dude. He looks like, and I'm telling you, I think he could do it, Andrew Garfield. What if Andrew Garfield was recast as Norman Bates in a remake of Psycho?
Now, I will say that he would do it well. I just don't think that they should ever trough the Psycho trough again.
Well, the reason why obviously that I don't want them to remake it, but I'm saying, but it's Hollywood and they're going to remake every fucking thing. They're going to remake toilet paper one day, but I'm just saying that they remake everything and anything. Yeah. Nothing's sacred to them. But I'm just saying, if you look at Andrew Garfield and you look at a young Norman Bates or a young Anthony Perkins, dude, they look like real fucking similar. Like they look almost alike.
No,
and I mean, the Vince Vaughn one was terrible because all they did was just they colorized the original movie. They shot it scene for scene, exactly the same.
Did you ever watch the show Bates Motel?
I never wanted to watch it.
It's Vera Farmiga. So
I know she's hot.
There's that. But yeah, so it's her and she's his mom, and the whole time you're just like, I don't know, 4 seasons or whatever. The entire time is just like, is he gonna make out with his mom? Like you're just waiting. Everything like, did he make out with his mom yet? No. Fuck. Like, and you like you're like, it's like a fucked up weird porn hub. Like you want to see it at somebody. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why do I?
That's
want
the
to
guy
see
that
this?
Wants to make out with his own mom. I would. But yeah, the thing is, I don't know. I just feel like if you're gonna remake the movie and they do it correct, I'm just saying, casting Andrew Garfield wouldn't be a bad choice. I mean, because he would come out of left field, and he's like kind of tall and skinny, and he has the kind of if you look at a picture of Anthony Perkins and him, they look alike. And here's a question: if you did remake it, would you keep it black and white, or would you try to color it?
I'd color it, and I wouldn't. I don't know, like, fuck, you have to get past that remake. Like,
well, the Vince Vaughn was literally there was no difference.
But Sean Connery's
birthday.
Psycho was such a specific, like, it only worked because of the time it was in. Like, I feel like if they remade it now, I don't think there's any way to make Psycho work.
Well, Alfred Hitchcock was a master storyteller, so I mean, they would have to get someone that understood that dark kind of like psyche and playing like the pawn chess game that Alfred Hitchcock was able to put in. I honestly, and he's not my favorite director. No, okay, I don't go to his temple and suck his dick like you do. David Fincher. I would probably hire David Fincher to do Psycho. Yeah, I know you want to juggle those balls in your mouth, but I'm saying I think that he would be a good choice if you're going to get David Fincher to redo Psycho, because he can handle it. Because you look at what he did with Seven and Mindhunter and shit like that.
I would just, I don't know, like I think I would just, instead of doing that, I would just put Andrew Garfield as a serial killer in a new story completely. You know,
just make him be himself and be like, I was the only true Spider-Man. I never got a chance.
Yeah. I think he could do something like that. But I just can't see them ever remaking Psycho. And you're right. I mean, I'm sure that they will. I can't picture that ever being good.
The only movie I really don't want them to ever fucking touch, like, I swear to God, there'd be riots in the street and people will be burning their panties. I think I'm just telling you, Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Because what are they gonna put him in a fucking Tesla and have him go back in time, and it's gonna be Justin Bieber?
You know that shit would be sponsored by Tesla too. They probably pay for the whole fucking thing.
And then Elon Musk would be Doc Brown. He'd be like, and he wouldn't be like 1.21 gigawatts. He'd be like 1.21 gigawatts was what they used, but today we use fusion.
Yeah, it'd be fucking awful, dude. Austin, thanks, buddy. He said, "Can you guys do your best heat cold miser songs as Loomis and Wahlberg? We all need it." I don't know what that is, Austin.
Heat miser,
but I do love you. I do. I don't. But yeah, heat slash cold miser songs.
The only icy hot pack I need to put on is in my brain for you asking that question. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I really don't. Maybe we're just old and
sorry, dude. We'll have to Google it later on the old Google. Anthony Fitzgerald said, "Happy New Year, guys! I finally watched In Search of Darkness. If anyone has not seen it, I highly recommend it. Yeah, that shit was dope, dude.
That was really good. That was like 4 hours of goodness."
Yeah, especially if you're just really wanting to get learned on some stuff. They got some good facts.
I liked it, but it's not my favorite. I think my favorite documentary series they ever did was Never Sleep Again. I think that was so fucking awesome and well done. Yeah. I remember finding that randomly on YouTube and just sitting and being enraptured for like 8 hours. And my butt cheeks were sore. My butt cheeks were sore. My legs were stiff. My dick was asleep, which should have been asleep for a while because I was married.
It sounds like New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I was married to a slut. It hadn't worked in a long time. But I thought it was so well done and so cool.
Yeah.
And then you learn all that cool shit about the director of Nightmare 2 not really hating, but having no respect for Wes Craven at all for the first one, and then shitting on it kind of.
Yeah, my two favorite horror documentaries are that one because that's just it's like 3 hours long. It's fucking amazing. And Crystal Lake Memories was pretty much the same exact thing, and it was pretty good too. But one that nobody ever talks about, dude, is the one they did for The Shining, Room 237.
That was a good one.
Yeah, they go deep into all these crazy wild theories behind The Shining. Rodney Asher, he did that, and he did one about night terrors, which scared the bejesus tits out of me.
Yeah,
I don't know what Jesus tits are, but you get the idea.
They're tits of Jesus. Good. They're holy.
No, I don't want those.
You don't want to lose those. Yeah. You know what's weird? I guess because they're still making the movie, so they're not going to really do one. But I mean, how cool would it be to get something like handled with the level of respect and time and just overall love that they put into those documentaries for Never Sleep Again, to have one for Nightmare or for Halloween?
Right? Like, why isn't there a Halloween
memories or not memories? You call it like Haddonfield Streets or that just sounds like a gang. Haddonfield Street Gang, or Memories of Haddonfield or something. Yeah, Streets of Haddonfield, something.
Yeah, dude, I completely agree with you. Now I know that there's that 25 Years of Terror, and it's cool. It's got cool stuff on it, but there is no definitive 3 hour fucking Never Sleep Again Crystal Lake Memories for Halloween, and that's a goddamn shame.
I think it's because they're still making the movies and they're so active. They don't want to do, because if they do a documentary, it's never going to be complete, because if Halloween Ends comes out and they did one right now, it would just be up to Halloween Kills.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Thank you, Patricia. Appreciate the super sticker. Thank you for the super sticker. Blake Corley says, "Thank you, guys." Thank you, Blake. He said, "My father passed away last week, and I've watched nothing but you guys ever since. Thank you for the laughs and the comfort." Blake, thank you so much, man.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so sorry to hear that, dude. But thank yourself, man, because as I always say, it's not us. It's you figuring out ways to get yourself through a tough time. So you should pat yourself on the back for keeping your chin up as much as you can and trying to find things to get you through the day. But we are honored to be a part of that, man. So sorry about your dad.
Sorry to hear about it, man.
And then
you keep on keeping on.
You fucking,
and I've been watching you a lot. I'm not stalking you. I've just been taking pictures of your manly body. And you got it where
by the way, you have a patch of hair back here.
You might want to get to that, but you look sexy.
I say that because I have a weird patch of hair right here that I just have to remember to trim, because it's just one little patch. I don't have a hairy back. It's just got a little spot there.
I think it's where you jack your meat and then you touch yourself right there.
Like it's probably where I had that dude.
You get hair on your hands.
Yeah, that's true.
The worst.
I hate it when that happens. Dirk Jason Hall, thank you, man. He said, "How do you feel about 1883? It's pretty damn good." Actually, funny story is catching up on it after the stream tonight. I saw the first episode and a half, and really good. Tim McGraw's
is that the one with Sam Elliott, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
It was good.
I haven't watched it because I just now finished all of Yellowstone. The thing is, I do remember someone. I think I don't know if you guys do this too, but I do it because I guess because I only have Mike as my friend, so I'm lonely. I go to Reddit and I'll type in the show I just watched and see what the discussion is. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to join you rascals, but I was like, but I'm still a new cat, so I don't want to get in here and be like, figuring out that I look like an asshole because all you guys really know the deep, dark details of this show. But I did type in the 1883 on Reddit, and what a lot of the Reddit users are saying is like, if you're going in expecting it to be like Yellowstone, you're going to be disappointed. They said the only thing that it shares is that it has a common tie. It's 1883 that it's tied to Yellowstone, but otherwise it's a completely different shit. But they weren't saying it's bad. They just say it's a good Western, but it has nothing to do really as far as like the way Yellowstone is. Not like it at all.
It's basically the fucking Oregon Trail. Like that's pretty much what's going on. It's like it's
like
a real life Oregon Trail. Yeah, like if you guys are our age, you know what Oregon Trail is, man. Those are the best days.
IBM computers, man. Computer class, 5th grade. I love that fucking smell, dude. It'd be like right after lunch, you walk in there and smell that all those computers heated up, and you're like, I'm gonna be playing Oregon Trail, because you'd have to do a computer assignment. Like, nah, I'm just gonna play Oregon Trail.
Yeah, that was the best, dude. Those classes were the best when you got to do that. But yeah, kids are missing out on fucking Oregon Trail today. They need to put that back in the goddamn school system with the Oregon Trail. But another show, by the way, Dirk, and anybody that likes Yellowstone that you guys have got to check out that I don't feel like anybody's talking about is Mayors of Kingstown.
Oh, yeah. The same guy.
Buddy. Same dude, Tyler Sheridan. He did Taylor Sheridan, maybe. Taylor Yellowstone. He's doing 1883. He's making fucking bag loads of fucking money, but they're working his ass off. And he did this one, dude. It stars Jeremy Renner in it. Fucking
I want to watch that show. I think I'm gonna watch that one next. There's only one season, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still going on. There's like a couple episodes left, I think. One or two. By the way,
speaking of Taylor Sheridan, did you know that he's an actor in Yellowstone?
Yeah, he's the horse dude.
I didn't know that. I was like, that handsome fucker is the guy that writes. I thought he'd be like all pizza stained and greasy.
I don't like his character in the show. I was like, I don't like that fucking guy.
Yeah, he's an asshole. But I mean, everybody in Yellowstone's an asshole at the most. I mean, the only one that's really not an asshole is Casey, but I don't know. That motherfucker's on vision quests and he's high as shit all the time. I mean, he just seems like he's that fucking he's like really cool uncle that stays high. Yeah, because he only comes around now and again, but he's really cool when he comes around, but he's not really been used a lot that in a way that he should. The other thing is, I just wanted to say this because there was some discussions going on the Reddit Reddit, and I wanted to talk about it. The only thing is that Yellowstone is not woke. I saw this being brought up quite a bit.
That makes no damn sense.
No, by the 3rd season, they were talking about the wokeness being do you remember the girl from Coyote Ugly that's introduced? The girl that was protesting. Chick? Yeah. They were talking about they're trying to add in some wokeness because she's a protester, and then they were talking about it ties to Antifa. I saw none of that. First off, Antifa's a piece of shit. I would never. They didn't do any of that. And actually, there's a really cool line. Kevin Costner puts that bitch in her place. Okay, he literally verbatim says that was quoted from Ted Nugent. He was like, "Hey, you're a vegan and you're outside protesting meat. Do you know have you ever plowed a field? Do you know how many animals die? Do you know how many we have to kill before they can plow and put that fucking shit that you want to eat in your goddamn mocha freeze at Starbucks?" He's like, all these motherfuckers, and then it was like, how cute does an animal have to be before you don't want to fucking eat it to survive? Like something like that. That was so. What they were trying to say is I
like it less now that I know it came from Ted Nugent. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Well, it was literally Ted Nugent, and actually Taylor Sheridan had before the show or during the show, or I don't know when, he'd have a quote. All he said was, "I want to tell a good story." He said, bringing my personal politics into a story and trying to sprinkle that in is also, he goes, I feel like that is the most narcissistic, preachy thing you can do as a writer. He goes, I just want to tell a good story. So even the showrunner's not trying to do that. So I don't know where the wokeism bullshit came from. And look, I watched it. I never really saw it. I mean, there's a few things in it that pisses me off, but I don't think that there was anything like motivated by a political agenda or anything like that. There's not like, because there's one scene where they have the camera passing like that, and people are like, oh, I saw Obama. That's Obama worship. Because there was a picture of Obama on the wall. People, I was like, you guys, it's like, here's the thing: if you guys don't even want to enjoy the show and you're just going to try to pick and choose every fucking thing, you're going to find anything. The fact of the matter is, and I hate wokeism as a motherfucker. I would have stopped watching it if it was. It's not. I mean, it's literally about a goddamn ranch out in Montana, and Kevin Costner's trying to keep the people from fucking taking his land. God damn it, I believe in freedom. And there's guns and there's violence and there's all this. It's so far removed from the Hollywood tropes. I don't know where they got the wokeism shit.
If someone said something really funny on when we did our top 10 videos, which by the way, if you guys haven't seen that, check that out. I liked Candyman. Candy was really, really high on my list, and we were talking about that.
Bitch, you woke bitch.
Some guy was saying that, like, because we were complaining about the ending, and definitely absolutely not going to get into this conversation. But what he said was like, he was like, if you go out looking for woke stuff to piss you off, you're always going to find it. And I was like, I actually agree with that. Like, if you're one of those people who just goes out on the internet and you're trying to find stuff to get mad about, you're going to fucking find it. You are going to fuck around and find out. And when you play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And what you're going to be left with is just being an angry, bitter person who thinks that the internet's taking over the world. When half of these people are crying and nothing they're saying like matters. Like, there's some stuff that woke people are fucking right about. You know, there's some people who like are pieces of shit.
Not the extremists at all.
No. Yeah, but there's a street, you know, it's there's a fucking middle ground and we're all living in it, you know? I can't stand to hear people saying, I hope it's not woke about like Star Trek. It's like, it's fucking Star Trek, dude. Like, why are you thinking about that?
Star Trek Discovery, there is a lot. I mean, they're not wrong on that, but I mean, that show sucks. But my point being is that I feel like it's just stupid, dude. Like, I just like, I'm not, if it's so overt and obvious, it's gonna turn off. Like, I would know, you would know. You're not dumb. Nobody's dumb. Like, if you know if it's a preachy ass show and it's trying to shove something down your fucking throat and say, "Take this, Brandon. Take it all the way down to your fucking anus. I want you to suck this hard."
Yeah.
Then I'm like, all right, I'll turn it off because I don't want to watch it. But if it's like something, you know, but most of the time, it's not like that. Like, this show definitely, it didn't strike my fancy as something that was like obviously woke and where it's like, all right, well, I can't watch it anymore because now they're just preaching at me.
I didn't even notice.
No, I didn't. But like, I tell him, Mike, like season 3 of this show is literally, it's fucking ridden with violence and goddamn crime and shit like that. There's no like, you know, let's all burn bras and fucking march up and down the Golden Gate Bridge and talk about equality. There was none of that. It was just like in Montana.
I think we've gotten to a point where certain people are constantly bitching about things being woke are just as annoying as people who are constantly bitching about being offended by things. And like, either way is not good. You know what I mean? It's just like, they're both annoying.
So I was like, well, because I think someone said that. They're like, the one in the Reddit thread, they were like, I'm a conservative and I watch it, and they're like, I don't find it woke. Somebody was responding back, they're like, because you're already indoctrinated. I'm like, what? I was like, what you talking about, Willis? Because I was like, so that's like, so that's how it's gonna go now. It's like, now it's because you're already brainwashed and you don't know what you're watching. I was like, like I said, there are movies and shows, and then there are perfect examples of one that's trying to send a goddamn message of political wokeness that turns me off from the movie. And I'm not going to say the movie because we don't want to debate and talk about shit like that. But there was a movie a couple of years ago that we watched that was in theaters, and it's obvious what they were doing. And, you know, it's not like I don't question the motive necessarily, but the execution of that is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, but anyway, it's not woke. If you guys have never seen the show, don't go into it thinking that it's going to be a woke bullshit, propaganda piece that they're going to talk about how people that live out, you know, in the West are dumb rednecks. They don't know any better. And the people from California, the gods, are going to come in and enlighten them. It's not like that at all. Kevin Costner pretty much is a big middle finger to Hollywood and in California and the way they run things in LA and New York. I mean, that's what he is. He doesn't. He's a traditionalist. He even says in one, he's like, "I'm the wall that progress breaks against." I was like, God damn.
Actually, you know what? I applaud the show for actually not going too conservative. When you've got like these characters who are like this, the show's not championing anybody's behavior. It's showing you what they're doing, and you can react to it how you want to. Pop Culture with Pat, thanks, buddy. He says, "Happy New Year's, guys. What are some of the most memorable VHS tape covers you remember seeing at video stores?" That's a good fuck question, Pat.
That's a great question. I remember. I don't. I do.
Dead Alive with the eyeballs.
That was scary. That was I remember that one because I never rented it because it scared me. I didn't like that one, and I didn't rent. And I love the movie Pinhead, Hellraiser 1 with him holding the box.
Yeah,
and I mean, you actually see him, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, I'm not renting that today.
The Frighteners had a great fucking
the Frighteners
that holographic
Independence
face
Day. Independence Day had the holographic.
That was badass.
Scream
had a great cover. The alternate blue covers.
Yeah, I'm just trying. If I were walking in if I were walking into like the sci-fi horror, or they were usually next to each other, or sci-fi and horror, or something like that. I remember like certain movies that would just like the covers would pop. I remember RoboCop 2. Yeah, because it's just a fucking helmet and it's got that little sheen on it. It looked cool as shit. Like that was because I know it's in the reflection you could see Kane, but I never know. I didn't know that until later. But that just the up close of the helmet. And then
Johnny Mnemonic had that orange.
Johnny Mnemonic had a good one.
VHS.
The orange. It was orange. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, and then
Blown Away with Jeff Bridges and Tommy Lee Jones. That had a cool case. I remember that just as an action movie.
Fright Night had a great cover.
Yeah, it did.
With the fucking vampire above the house. That looked great.
A fucking great one.
Monster
you know who
Squad
had great covers? Yeah, Monster Squad was dope. But the X-Men animated series covers were the shit, dude. Those got you fucking into it, man. Like you wanted to watch them. And then they did the Pizza Hut ones that were all like red and black that you can only get at Pizza Hut. Those are cool too.
Yeah, there's a lot of well, it's behind the Halloween 4 had a great cover. Halloween 6 had a great cover because I'd always those like that was back in the day, dude. I loved those VHS covers because there was something about when those guys did those covers, they actually wanted it to draw the eye of the person, because that was what the great thing about having VH or going able to, you know, when you rented a movie versus having it to be able to stream, you took a chance.
Yeah.
Like, and they knew, like, I mean, yeah, it could be a shitty, like Halloween 4 is a liar because you didn't see that mask at all in the movie, but it had a great cover. It had a great, like, something to pull you in, and you had to pick it up and read the back, and then you would take oh God, you feel it. It's physical in your hand. You'd feel that. And then you take it home. You don't have that anymore. Now it's just stream, click, whatever. And it costs money. I mean, I'm not saying that the streaming services don't cost money, but each time you rented a film, it'd be like $2 or $1.99, and you rent 3, you get 1 free, bitch. So you have to decide. You get 2 movies tonight and 2 video games for the N64 or Super Nintendo, or you get 4 movies.
Marriage is ended. All right. Marriage is ended in video stores. You know, when you're standing there trying to decide what to rent. I'll never forget, dude. I was dating this girl, and it was the first girl that I picked her up at the first bar I ever went to. First time I ever did that. And she was studying to be a lawyer. Okay. And like
Did you want to rent the firm?
We did not. Well, almost like we're standing there. And we've been dating for like 2 weeks, you know, and you know, I'm me, you know, and she was like at Vanderbilt or some shit like that. And like we're walking around, and I was like, what about this? She's like, no. I'm like, what about this? And I was like, hey, there's a Beavis and Butthead Through America. That movie's hilarious. And she literally got frustrated with me, and she was like, you know, it's just like I want to watch something like Syriana with George Clooney, and you just want to watch all these like empty movies or whatever. I like political thrillers. It's like I like political thrillers, you know.
Fucking object.
I'm not watching fucking Syriana though. You got me fucked up, lady.
She'd pick Nick of Time. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, that's a political thriller.
or Runaway Jury.
Yeah, or Independence Day. It's like Bill Pullman was the best president of all time. You know what I'm talking about? That's a fucking political thriller.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, there was something about like those video stores, man. Like it was so, it really was. It was a unique experience. I'm glad that we got to experience it, but it really sucks that a lot of people will never understand how cool that was on Fridays and Saturday evenings when you got out of school or whatever, and you'd go hit up the video store. You get to walk through the aisles, get to smell that good fucking smell. It smells like. It smelled like old carpet and new carpet mixed in with like middle carpet. I don't know. It was just like just a carpety smell, but it had like, you know what that smell was really? That smell was excitement in the air, because everybody was like really excited about going and checking out the new release. And then you go, but the cool thing, you literally could walk through the aisles and there would be a movie cover that would just strike your fancy, and you'd pick it up and you read the back and be like, that sounds interesting. I'm going to go check it out. And then you have this whole like experience with the guy that's checking the movie. I'm like, hey, you ever see this before? Like, no. I was like, oh man, it's a great movie. You miss all that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And then like when you walk in, like the biggest new movies like on the right wall, right? And they've got shelf, and it's like guaranteed new release, right? And sometimes it would be so fucking popular. I remember Independence Day was one of those guaranteed to be there. It was so popular, it was still out. So they had to give you a free movie rental. Like
I remember calling them for like shit like that. And I'd be like, can you hold the copy? And like, well, we got one that might be coming in today, that it's due today. I'm like, is it not there? And they're like, no, it's not here yet. They might, but it's supposed. And you're like, fuck. And then I had to beg mom to take me up there at like 6:30 or something, and then it'd be still out. I'm like, God damn it! I guess I got to rent Desert Strike on Super Nintendo now.
That was the bad part about it, though, is that if you want to see a movie that wasn't popular, like like it was some indie movie that you were psyched about, like Clerks or something, or Mallrats or something, they'd only have like 2 cases of it, and it would always be fucking out. And like you'd be so excited to see it, but you get there and it'd be fucking gone. Like, God damn it!
I was lucky to get Clerks. Yeah, when I rented that, I was fucking lucky, dude. But it always pissed me off because there was a local video store that we had called Video Selection, and they only had 2. No, they had 1 copy of Clerks. They only had 1 copy, and it was still new, so it was still out there on the main shelf when you walk. You know, you remember where Video Selection was. When you walk in the front doors, all the new selections are on the right, all the way down to the end. And it was always, I remember where it was, and I remember renting it, and I loved it, and I was going to go back and rent it again after I returned it, and then it was out for a while. Like people kept renting it, and I got pissed. I was like, who the fuck else knows about this secret? because I thought it was like nobody knew about that movie. I told you and Cody about it, and I was like, who the fuck else knows about this movie?
So one guy rented it and never took it back.
Yeah, it's probably
they just didn't bother replacing it.
Yeah, he probably just came and rented all the movies. But yeah, those were great times, man. Like that was some of the best memories of all time, going to the video store and just browsing.
I've told the story 1,000 times, but like one of my favorite memories in my childhood was like I mentioned earlier, we had horses. My mom and my dad was always away on business, and my mom and sister was always out for horse shows, fucking around the horses. So I spent a lot of time alone. So what I would do is when they're out fucking with the horse, I'm like, I just need one thing from you today. Just give me a ride to the video store. When you're all done, that's all I fucking need, and I will be set for the goddamn week. Okay. So like I would go around the house while they were outside and like dig under the couches and like dig in like the fucking makeup counter and shit like that in the bathroom sink. And I would get this big stack of coins and I would take it to I would rent like fucking as many movies as I can. I think the most I got was 8. I think Hollywood Video let me rent 8 one time. And that was just like, I was like, I'm fucking stacked here. I had fucking Goldeneye. I had fucking Billy Madison. I had it fucking all, dude. It was a great time, man.
I remember this one time, Mike and Cody, which is my brother, and him went into Video Selection, which is our local video store. And we were like, that pantsing was still new.
Yeah.
So I was pantsing Mike. I was pulling his pants down. He had underwear on, but we were in public and I kept pulling his pants down, and this woman and her child was walking by us and they were like going past the new releases. And she's like, you see them boys right there? Now, if you don't get raised right, I don't want you turning out gay. And I was like, first off, we ain't gay. I'm just pulling his pants down because it's funny.
What's your problem if we are, lady?
And dude, Cody fucking still denies this to this day, but you were there. You know what I'm talking about. Cody used to wear these basketball shorts, like UK basketball shorts, and he never really laced them, or he never really tied them up on his waist like he was supposed to, so they were kind of loose. He was up there at the counter and I waited, and he was like checking the movies out, and I jerked his fucking pants down. I got some of his underwear, so some of his butt cheek came out. He pulled his pants up. He was really pissed, and the guy behind the counter was like, oh shit, man, you messed it up. You should have waited till there was girls in here. And I'm like, oh fuck, I should have. And then he was like, dude, that never happened. I don't know why you act like you did that. I'm like, I did that. Dude.
I remember
you were
that.
pissed as fuck. You tried to punch me. We were trying to go out through the metal detectors.
I remember that shit.
Yeah.
I remember sometimes calling you and be like, dude, so I forgot to take back this copy of fucking, I don't know, Baywatch shit. I don't know. Like I forgot to take this back, and I got too many late fees. But man, I really want to rent this fucking movie. It's like, can I really want to rent 12 Monkeys. I haven't seen it yet. Can I use your card? It's like, what's your card number?
Yeah.
But except for you were on a fucking payphone, not a cell phone. I had to go outside and call you.
I didn't have a cell phone. No, you just called my house number. You just called my
and then your mom or dad would answer the phone like, is Jay there?
It's like, JT, it's for you. It's that boy. It was, and then it was always worse when Big Dad would go in there, or mom never really did it that much. Big Dad, if he would come in after I put the video rental down, and they'd be like, you have a late fee. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, it's like $7, and Dad only gave me enough for the movie or whatever. It was like $10 for like 3 movies because it was cheap. And I was like, I have to go back out the car because Dad was waiting. And I'm like, Dad, can you come in here? He's like, what's wrong? I'm like, can you just come in here, please? And he come in there and they'd be like, sir, there's a late. I was like, he owns the account, and he's like, there's a late fee. He's like, God damn it. And he would look at me. Dude, the worst, he got pissed where he gave him $100 bill. He gave him $100 bill at Movie Warehouse, and they couldn't break it. And he was like, you know what? He's like, close the whole fucking thing down. If you can't break $100 bill, you shouldn't be in business. And then he said, close my account. And he closed the account, dude. And I was standing there like an asshole, and I was waiting on the movies because they usually put it over the edge of the counter. And they were like, I was like, oh, because I thought he paid because I was like in an arcade thing. And they were like, oh, he just closed the account. I'm like, what? I was embarrassed as shit. And I ran out there. And I was like, Dad, God damn it. Why did you do that? And he's like, they don't know how to run shit in there.
Yeah, dude, man. My dad would do that too, except for I would go up there and they'd be like, he'd be renting a movie or whatever, and they'd be like, because he would sometimes take me and my sister and let us each pick a movie, but he'd go to rent it and they'd be like, yeah, see here that you've got an $82 late fee on Hellraiser. And he would write in front, because like the people who worked at the movie store were like cool to us as kids. We're like, man, they're awesome. They work at a fucking video store like this. They do this for a living. This is so cool. Like they were always like the coolest people to me. So it was always really bad to get embarrassed in front of them. And your dad would, and you're in there all the fucking time, like, you know, by yourself. And then your dad's there and he's like, what is this, Michael? What is this? Do you know about this? You do that and you're like, stop.
Well, your dad was trying to do the quiet disappointment. My dad, he would just fucking scream it. And he'd always whistle through his fucking teeth when he was pissed. He'd be like, God damn it. And I'm like, shit. Because I knew when he did that and then he grit his teeth. I was like, it's not that big a deal, Dad. It's like $10. Like, they don't even know I have change for $100 bill. They shouldn't be in business.
They did fuck people on those late fees.
That
though.
they
That
were,
was bullshit.
yeah. Well, they got I think it was Blockbuster or one of them. They fucking lost lawsuits because of that shit. Because they kept on churning up. Because if the movie was $20 to buy new, and then you walked in, it was $800. They'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, you gotta limit that shit, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll catch you. Sorry, guys. You can't get us talking about fucking video rental stores, man. We'll go all goddamn night. Ben Wolf, thanks, buddy. Says since Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends are 4 years apart, I can't think of where Michael will be during the 4 year gap. What's your all's thoughts? Well, the rumor is that the movie's called the working title, like the last one was Mob Rules. The rumor is the working title for this is Cave Dweller. I hope that doesn't mean that he's in a fucking cave for 4 years.
What?
That would be bad. Yeah, you haven't heard that?
Fuck no. He better not be like fucking trying
it's just a rumor.
Patch his wounds like Rambo in Rambo 3, putting gunpowder in it.
It's like from Murphy's multiverse robotbad.com.
I thought it was just called Halloween
Gilbert
Ends.
Grape. One of those.
It's called Halloween Ends Cave Dweller?
No. It's the working title. So you know, like how the secret title for Halloween Kills was Mob Rules.
I was like, is that the real subtitle to it? It's like you could fucking fuck off with that.
It's interesting though, because like David Gordon Green said, and you could say he was joking or he wasn't, I don't know, but he said that someone asked if the Myers house was still in the movie or not, and he said Laurie bulldozes it, which I feel like I heard somewhere else before too. So if Laurie during this time buys the house, bulldozes it, which would be a badass scene, I feel like that would be cool.
I don't want that.
Where does Michael go? Where
he goes to Motel 6. He operates outside a motel.
Two things you can't do. You can't Halloween to it. You can't have him out in a cornfield. At least they won't do that. Growing a fucking beard and eating caged dogs. You can't have him having an underground sewer system like he had in Resurrection, right? Like, I don't know. That's a great question. Like, what is he doing?
Well, you saw the Punisher movie with Dolph Lundgren. He lived in the sewers butt naked, and it came out the exact vengeance.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, you just live in the fucking sewer tunnels.
Picture of Laurie.
I don't know. I that's stupid. I hope if she bulldozes that shit down. God damn it. That's iconic.
That's a great fucking idea, though. It's the last movie in this verse, though, so it doesn't really fucking matter. I mean, at least it's gonna have it's gonna have a big scene in the movie. But if she does bulldoze his house, I mean, it's not like he can stay in the house anyway because they're gonna be watching.
He's gonna bulldoze her face.
Well, what if he gets caught too? Like, what if they show something we didn't see at the end of Kills?
We living in Rikers.
Well, no. Remember Halloween Returns? That script, how they had that going. But what if he's walking down the stairs after he kills Karen, or he teleports out like he got there? But like, what if he's walking down the stairs and they apprehend him again, and it's like a recreation almost of his apprehension in the first movie, and then he's in jail for 4 years? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, the jail thing would be because it would remind me of too much of the butt fumes from Halloween 5 when he was in jail and then magically somebody breaks him out. I don't know. It's kind of fucking stupid. The whole you got to get him out somehow, and then how's he going to get out? Is he going to like run away during a prison riot? Like, is Sylvester Stallone going to start one for a distraction?
They transfer him on Halloween again.
Well, here's
but I mean,
that one
the Halloween Returns script.
I don't know what script it was, but the one where he was living in a homeless shelter.
Oh, that was terrible. Yeah. Oh,
no, I know, but that was that. Who knows? They could play with that kind of fucking.
He killed a guy with a rat. Than that.
He did. He made him. He's like, eat that shit, Splinter. Eat his fucking nose off.
Well, you remember in Halloween Returns, they put him. He was on death row, and like he broke out during his
when he was being executed. That's cool as fuck. That was a great scene.
Or lethal injection.
Or lethal injection. I don't know if they'll do that though. I don't know. Maybe he's just fucking like wandering around. He doesn't need to have a place necessarily, I guess.
That's a question. Like, I don't know how much they can use from that, because technically, if Trancas bought that script, if they bought the Halloween Return script, then they're allowed to use whatever they want out of it, right? They might have to give Marcus Dunstan some credit.
Well, no, if they optioned all those scripts and they bought those scripts and they own those scripts, they can do whatever the fuck they want.
They can. The only thing they have to do is, I guess, because of SAG and shit like that.
Them.
Yeah, which wouldn't be a fucking bad idea. But I feel like the second they credit one of those writers, we're all gonna fucking know. Oh shit, they're using that fucking script.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe the motherfucker got like a discount at Hampton Inn. I don't. Yeah, I would imagine he's just wandering around. If they bulldoze his house, he's just like, yeah, all right, well, fuck it. It's like Joe Dirt. He goes, yeah, I got a few places. He like lives inside of a closet.
Well, and also like they're gonna know his face by now. Like you would have thought they knew, obviously, between Halloween Kills, but his face has got to be all over the fucking place in the news and stuff. This is probably gonna be a national news story at this point, considering what's happened. So you can't really escape Haddonfield.
They can't do this, but you know how like they did in Jason X, where the government captured him and he had been studied and been kept in like underground at a secret military facility.
Yeah,
what if they did? What if they did? What if they captured him though, and they well, not a military facility, but what if they kept him in like a super secret dungeon part of like Haddonfield, the insane asylum?
Like,
and I mean, they just hushed down everything. They were like, nobody can know. You know, everybody was like, the cops were in on it. Like they were like, this way, no one's fucking panicked anymore, and we've kept him away, but we just can't really leak it out that he's still alive.
And then the Cult of Thorn storyline.
I don't know. Maybe you can't do that. I don't fucking know. Like, you know what? At this point, I don't give a shit. He doesn't. I don't care where he lays his goddamn dirty ass hair. Just let him go and do his business.
I think honestly, like the more and more we talk about it and how these options seem hard, I think either he's apprehended or he literally does find like a cave or some shit. Some weird part of Haddonfield, could be in the radio tower somehow, under the radio tower. I don't fucking know. But he could find some specific place where he literally just like sits for another fucking however many years.
You don't know. I don't know why, but
maybe they don't explain it.
I love this Michael Myers. I think he's awesome. James G. Courtney's great, but there's something about him that I just feel like he has bed bugs when I look at him. I don't know why. I just feel like he's dirtier than the other Michaels. Like he has like a butt smell to him.
Yeah, he definitely is not.
I don't know. I mean, I mean, like, and I don't mean anything bad about it, but I feel like he's got like a butt crack smell mixed with like an old person smell. You know what I mean? Like mothballs and butt crack.
Yeah, they should make a jelly bean that tastes like Michael Myers.
That would
in the bamboozle set.
That would be bamboozle. That would be the bean
straight ass.
That smells like my fucking grandma's asshole.
That's actually, you know what I think my favorite idea is of all this is I think the best way to do it isn't just to not tell us. Like
I would rather not. Yeah.
It's some of the best parts of Michael Myers are the parts we don't know. So
I think, just tell a Batman story where he just shows up out of nowhere. It's like where's he been? He's like, I don't know. Like he's just been around.
Yeah. Am I back? Yeah. I'm thinking I'm back.
By the way, there's a thing you got to watch, dude. I swear to God, this is about Michael Myers.
Great question, Ben. By the way,
yeah, it's a great question. It was funny as fuck, dude. It was like the meme. It was like a funny meme or whatever, and it was like how Batman act when he see other superheroes. And you just see a dude and he's talking to reporters, I guess, and he's like, yeah, well, you got to be a hero, and that's what you do, and sometimes things don't go your way. And then Batman walks in the door and he's looking around, he sees all the other heroes. He's like, all right, first off, I'm just gonna tell you all, I can fade each and every one of you anytime I want. It doesn't matter. And then the video ends. But I was like, that's so accurate, because when Batman sees a hero, the first thing he says is like, I'll knock you the fuck down and I'll kill you if you step out of line. That's the first thing. And I don't know if that's like, like if he's just like incompetent, or he's like nervous because they have more powers than him. He's like, I can fade you though. I can hurt you bad. She got kind of like, I can fade everybody here.
Kind of reminds me how Batman was in some of the animated shows when he would be sitting at like the super table with everybody.
It would just come out of nowhere. It would be like your drunk uncle at the Thanksgiving dinner table saying, I just want everybody to know here. Like they can be having his niece or nephew talk about how they got accepted in Harvard and Yale. And then all of a sudden he would just break in and be like, first off, I just want everybody to know here that I can whoop your dad's ass and I can whoop your ass. And first off, I don't even care why my kids aren't even here, because you know why? They're better off. They're better. Like, you're just like, God. Why you gotta act like that for? It's like we were having a good moment.
Joshua Ayers, thanks, buddy. Says just sending more sympathy and support to our way and brother Blake Korlev. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's really nice, you dude. Dirk Jason Hall, thank you, man. He says, Michael, get out of that damn closet and get off my lawn, damn it. I think that's
sounds more like King of the Hill.
Yeah, I think he wants you
to
read
it, that. Bobby, get out of that yard. They've been whacking off my tool shed.
Damn it, Bobby.
Whacking.
Those boys were working in my tool shed. Andrew Graciosa, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that super chat. It says, Happy New Year, guys. Can't wait for another year of Wham. Hope you guys are well. Hope you're fucking well, man. I hope you all, by the way, had a great New Year's Eve. Ours was fun. I did not enjoy the hangover the next day.
I've noticed that after New Year's Eve that my forehead is becoming bigger and bigger, and then I'm getting this vein is becoming more and more pronounced. It's coming. I'm very much getting the Peter Weller forehead.
I didn't notice the forehead, but I do notice the vein.
Yeah, I'm getting the Peter Weller.
It's just that
I need to go. I need to go and I need to do. I need to do like RoboCop. I need to go to Hollywood and I'd be like, listen, I'm not Peter Weller's son, but I can do it. And I'm like, you may not like what you're going to see.
When you take off your pants for the first time.
Look, I mean, I've already they just move the hair back and put a ball cap on, which is going to be there soon anyway. But just put a ball cap on it and just my face, like Murphy was, dead on. I could do it.
Cookie
Woman.
Woman.
To do the beard off though.
Cookie Woman says, should the tagline for Halloween Ends be "This franchise dies tonight"?
Ooh,
no,
I mean, you don't like I don't
want the franchise to die tonight.
What you mean though, dog? What you talking?
I need to live.
Well, you know what? I think not the franchise dies tonight. I definitely think the trilogy dies. For sure.
This trilogy dies tonight. I like that better.
This trilogy. I mean, I want the
trilogy.
Yeah, it's for us, for anybody really that's super fans of Halloween. Halloween is going the route very much like Batman. You have different directors' interpretations of who and what Batman is, what his motivations are. I mean, yeah, generally at the core of what Batman is always going to be the same. I mean, that's what Batman is. Batman is a vigilante. He's a rich billionaire that is out to seek justice for those that can't fight for themselves. And he had trauma as a kid. But those interpretations can vary between directors. And I feel like that's exactly what Halloween is. This is basically the Dark Knight trilogy for Blumhouse. And then after this is over, you'll have another a newer crop of directors that come in and do their own thing with Michael Myers, which is fine. That's good. I want the lifeblood pumped back into Halloween. Like the Dark Knight, without the Dark Knight trilogy, Batman and Robin was a goddamn cancerous like a cancerous herpy ass dick that was shoved in your ear.
I hate it when that happens.
The Dark Knight trilogy came out and revitalized the Batman story. So without them, you wouldn't have got, the Ben Afflecks and all the other cool shit they've been doing.
This is random as fuck, dude. But what was the name of that grocery store with the lion in it? Food Lion. I said Lion King. Food Lion. Yeah. We'll have to start going through these a little bit faster because we're way behind the chat right now. You guys are showing up. Big Force, 338 people in here. Thank you all so fucking much for that. We appreciate it.
A lot of people in here. Holy shit.
Get it up. Get it up.
I didn't even grease myself.
Stacy James says, y'all seen John C. Reilly's playing Jerry Buss in a show about the Lakers? I did see that. That show was the reason Will Ferrell and Adam McKay no longer talk, because Will Ferrell wanted to play the part John C. Reilly got, and it was like a big fight or whatever. But I think that's going to be really good. Actually.
Tell me about the pup. The pup has no name because you can't put a name on the face of innocence like that.
Anthony Stamps, thanks, buddy. Says they filmed 1883 over near where you live, and Sam Elliott went to the coffee shop my cousin works at, and she didn't realize it was him till a month later. How do you miss Sam fucking Elliott, man? That goddamn mustache, dude.
Yeah, I feel like when he walks into any shop, you hear "Like a Rock." As soon as he opens see if the bell's going off, you hear that music somewhere. Someone's singing it, and you hear it.
Yeah. Do you know he ordered just a black coffee? He probably just ordered the fucking just the grinds that he could eat with a spoon.
If I ever saw him, I'd be like, Virgil, might as well swear me in.
Jason Dyer, thanks, buddy. Says, I'm Mr. Snow, I'm Mr. Icicle, I'm Mr. 10 Below. Friends called me Snow Miser. Whatever I touch, snow turns to snow in my clutch. I'm too much. I think he's talking about that heat cold thing we were thinking about earlier. I love you, Jason. I don't know what the fuck you just said,
Jason,
yo.
The only thing I knew about you is call him Mr. Vain, call him Mr. Lover, call him insane. He knows what he wants, and I want you. That's all I know. When he was saying all this, I was thinking Mr. Vain. They called me Mr. Cold. They called me Mr. Ice.
Oh, yeah. Andrew Graziosa, thank you, man. He says, ranking for the Yellowstone seasons. I'll give it to you real quick. I'm going to go 3, 1, 4, 2.
Yeah, mine would be
3, 1, 4, 2.
Mine would be 3, 4, 1, 2.
Budget, that's our number.
2, 5, 4, 5, 4, 0, 0. Budget. It's so weird. Do you guys know what budget is? 2, 5, 4, 5, 4, 0, 0. That's the phone number.
Yeah. Jay's a fucking idiot, you guys. What movie were we watching? Was it a commentary you and I were doing? We were watching it, and someone brings up a phone number, and they're like, 555-0248, and Jay's like, dude, I'm gonna call it. And I was like, it's 555. He was like, so? I was like, everybody knows 555's fake. And he was like, no, it's not.
Well, first off, I don't like your hurtful words. I didn't know it was fake. I thought someone had made a mistake and said, hey, I'm going to put a real number in here. And then, wasn't there a number that you could call back in the day for a horror movie, and then it would tell you, like, it would do something really weird, like it was like The Ring or something? I don't know. They did an advertisement with it.
I remember that. I can't fuck what I know exactly what we're talking.
But then after you told me that, I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense because there would be a lot of people calling those numbers.
The Jaeger bomb, thank you very much. Says deactivated my Twitter today due to toxic society. I miss MySpace.
I get you.
I loved fucking MySpace, dude. You know what the best part about MySpace was? Is if
nobody gave a shit.
The best part is if a girl broke up with you, you could put a really sad song on your MySpace. But man, I hope she hears this. This explains how I feel.
I'm gonna put I went skydiving. Like, oh my god, this is the fucking worst.
Yeah.
But you know the thing about MySpace that's different is that MySpace back then, like all the people gave a shit about what music you use for your profile, bro. They didn't care about the fucking politics of what you had to say.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know, it's not, I don't think it's social media like that ruined social media. I think it's politics that ruined social media. You know what I mean? Social media could have been fun.
That flooded it.
Yeah. Like there's fun parts about it. It's just what people use them for over these past 6 whatever years, however long since all this shit really ramped up. You know, it's just gotten, that's what's made it toxic. Dude, nobody used to give a, I'm real brief. I do not want to go back down this rabbit hole, but like nobody used to get, when you went to a family dinner and like people talked politics, nobody even got mad. I don't feel like when we were kids, do you remember parents fighting?
Dude,
like they would have heated discussions about politics, but nobody hated each other over their political beliefs.
I remember looking forward to going to the comic book store, jacking off, and video rentals. I could give a fuck about politics, but I was around like I was raised by my grandparents. And I was around their kids, their biological kids, and they were like 15, 16, 17 years old. I don't remember any of that politics shit. And even if I did, I just didn't. There was never. I don't remember the toxic part of it. I don't remember anybody being really goddamn like, I'm gonna disown you as my family member. I don't remember that shit at all.
No. And I was like, that Gore's gonna get it done, or that Bush is a good man. Like it was always like shit like that. But like I'm talking about older Bush. But like what that age where I heard that. But you know, it's weird. I think what people started doing when people started making their politics their identity as a human being, like everything I am. If I'm a Republican, then I'm drinking Black Rifle coffee and I'm fucking ordering Goya beans. And if you're a Democrat, you're like, you know, I just love the animals. Like
I want to hug a tree and fucking acorn. Yay.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like, you like this video game? Fucking snowflake. Oh, you like that video game? Fucking redneck. It's like, when did food groups?
Somebody like injected steroids into the whole conversation. Everybody's fucking pissed with small wieners. But exactly. The reality of it is like, I don't give a fuck what you are, Democrat or Republican. I don't care if you voted for Trump or Biden. I don't give a goddamn what the fuck you did. You're not a racist, or you're not a bigot, you're not a misogynist, you're none of that shit just because of who the fuck you voted for. I don't care. But that's my point. I don't give a shit. If I meet you and we're just gonna hang out and whatever, like the last thing I'm gonna ask you is like, all right, so you've answered all these questions. Who'd you vote for? I remember back in the day, it used to be who'd you vote for, that like mind your fucking business. Like, and people would like that would be the end of the discussion. Because I used to do when I was a kid, mom and dad would. My mom and dad, they're on opposite spectrums. Mom was a like hardcore Democrat, and my dad was a hardcore Republican. But I didn't know that when I was a kid. Sometimes I asked him, I was like, "Who'd you vote for?" Mom like, "Don't you ask me who I voted for. That's none of your business. That's private." I'm like, okay.
Let's go back. It should be a law. We should put a law against talking politics anywhere ever. Like
they're supposed to be like, it's supposed to be like, it's supposed to be like.
By the way, it's not communism.
It's not a law, but I mean, there's a basic manners. You don't talk politics and religion and something else at the dinner table.
Yeah. And, you know, we're not even above it. We've gotten in moments where we caught ourselves getting fucking emotional, like heated about certain stuff going on, and ended up going on way too long. But
generally speaking, though, we don't do it in front of like, you know, it's public. We're not. Yeah.
Yeah. We went through a really heated time, you know?
If you and I have a discussion about politics in your garage.
Yeah.
Versus like on a public platform where we're trying to like debate each other. That's the problem. I was like, first off, you know, at the end of the day, I'll just be like, I don't give a fuck who you voted for, and I don't give a fuck what your politics are. So let's just have a good time and watch this goddamn Tim McGraw concert.
All I want to know is, are you happy with your haircut?
That's it. Can we just get back to that day, please?
Thanks, Courtney. He says, do we get massages for winning the Patreon Fantasy League? I got to look at who won, dude. All I know is that Mike's Maple Tits was my best team. There's 3 different leagues because there's so many people in it, but like my best team was Mike's Maple Dicks. Mike's Dorito Dicks did not do well. Yeah, Mike's Crotchodiles did not do well, but Maple Tits was where it was at. And I was like 12-3 and lost in the first round of the playoffs. So right now I'm too hurt to even look at who won the goddamn Patreon thing. But I do need to do that, Courtney, because I think it's that this last week was the championship. I think so. Fucking shout out to everybody who won their leagues. I fucking didn't win a goddamn one. But you know what are you gonna do? I didn't even win on fucking FanDuel this weekend. Marco V Villatoro.
Why don't you cry me a song about that?
Oh, fucking suck your dick to
Why don't you write me a song about that?
I'll suck your dick to Whitney Houston. How do you like that?
I'll take it.
Marco V Villatoro says, in those 4 years, Michael opens up and brings back video stores as a part-time. Yes.
Okay, so then Michael changes his whole public persona. He becomes a hero overnight.
I love it, dude. That's our dream. If this channel ever gets big enough to where we make like fight Logan Paul money.
You know what he called it? He called it Thorn Videos.
Oh shit, that'd be fucking awesome, dude. Not really, but you know, someone should open a Halloween themed rental store.
We could never call it Thorn Videos and move to Arkansas because they'd be like, these motherfuckers pagan, and I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna burn their business down, and we're gonna sacrifice them on a log full of fire. Okay.
Booster Seat, thank you very much. That's a very interesting name you have there. But Halloween Ends will finish, and what Michael Myers will say, just as he's about to kill Granny Strode, they're going to bring his parents back from the original. So it says Halloween Kills will finish just as he's about to kill Granny Strode. Well, she's calling JLC Granny Strode. They're going to bring back his parents from the original. Can you imagine if they do bring it back his parents somehow? Have they ever said in this timeline that they're dead? I don't think they have. Not in this.
I would have assumed they died of fucking shame and fright for the bastard seed they put out into the night. I know it, right? But here's the thing: if they come back, I don't know. I feel like it's too much drama to inject into the movie. It feels like Dawson's Creek. Like I can see the mom and dad, like they're older, and then Michael's about ready to stab Jamie Lee Curtis, and then they just show up out of nowhere, and then you. Do. It's like
this week on This Is Us.
Michael, stop. I've always loved you. It doesn't matter what you became. You're always going to be our son. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
She continues, though. She says, and he'll say, Mom, Dad, then stab himself in the heart. Only Michael Myers can kill Michael Myers. He'll fall on his own sword. You heard it here. You imagine that? Michael Myers, like fucking Mark Wahlberg in Fear.
Nicole told me to fuck her, so I fucked her. No. No. If that first off, Michael, I've always said this. I think it's true to any of the films. Michael is no longer aware of self. He doesn't look at him like he's literally a vessel containing evil. Like he's not there. First, he's the most non-empathetic, non-sympathy dude of all time. He doesn't care. There's no reason or rhyme with him. He doesn't have an introspective version of himself that he can sit there and be like, maybe I'm doing something wrong. He doesn't care. His only motivation or goal is to cause mass destruction and hurt and pain to whatever's around him. So I don't think it's ever going to be a moment where he would kill himself. First off, that would imply that he has some type of morals. He has no morals. He doesn't give a shit.
I got no scruples, bitch.
I got no problems taking your ass down.
I got no scruples with taking you down right now.
If somebody kills themselves, you think that they would do it. It's specifically him that he feels guilty. Michael Myers hadn't felt guilty for shit. He doesn't care how many times he's chopped your ass up.
Oh, we got breaking news. We got bad breaking news.
What?
I don't know if it's breaking. It probably happened like 2 hours ago. But the crowd, the audience, is saying that Morbius has been pushed the fuck back, which is wild.
Damn it. Jared Leto's got to have a fucking retreat in the desert because he has to figure out where his shaman is.
This is wild because when I Googled Morbius, first off, nothing pulled up on Google except for showtimes for Thursday, January the 27th. But let me see, Morbius delay. This is very fucking bad if this is because of COVID, because
it's starting again.
Yeah, here it is 49 minutes ago from Variety. Morbius release date delays by here. Let me just share my screen with you guys. Look at it together. We'll find out together.
Underwear. Let's see it.
Yes, we fucking will. Yes.
I knew it.
Put some spots on it.
Look, butt crack marks. Train tracks.
What the fuck is that? That is, well, that's not.
This is like crazy shit.
Tripping me out, dude.
Matrix stuff.
Ooh. Stop it. Go away. I don't like what you did. Okay, let me fix this. Stop screen. Yeah, share.
It's really
Share
weird because it's
screen.
8:15 at night. We normally never get breaking news this late, so it's
Here we
always in the
go.
morning.
Stop trying to ask me for push notifications, dog. Damn. But yeah, comic book fans will have to wait a little longer to see one of Marvel Comics' most iconic vampires bite into big screen debut. You worked hard on that byline. It's not the first time or the second or the third Morbius had to postpone.
Oh yeah, actually, look right there in the paragraph. It says, as the pandemic has raged, Morbius has cycled through release dates. At various points, it has been scheduled to open July 31st, 2020, March 19th, 2021, then October 8th, 2021, and finally moving to January 21st, 2022, before shifting yet again to the January 28th day that it just vacated. Omicron is just the latest unexpected twist in a pandemic that just so I would almost
April 1st.
guarantee you that this is definitely related to the Omicron virus. You know what's really weird? I just saw, an article today. I didn't read it, but it was talking about the Spider-Man No Way Home and how it did an amazing job at the box office, which was awesome. It was great. And they were like, people went back to the movie theaters and they said, but will that be enough? And is this going to be the future? Obviously not, because these studios are concerned about this. I know that New Jersey has just Delaware. I'm in Delaware. Declared a state of emergency because of the COVID cases. And New Jersey, I think their schools are going back to remote learning. Kentucky, the state that we live in, Brashear, our governor, has just announced that we've had a shit ton. We are in the middle of a surge. I think that what these movie studios are doing at this point is they're like, you know what? We're going to shell up our bets. We're not going to fucking release something that's going to do nothing at the movie theaters and look like shit. We're going to lose money.
This is bad. This is really bad. It's bad because
when I say shut up, I meant shore up.
Shut up.
Shut up.
But I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, then what's the next big release? It's this one, and then
it's in 2 weeks. It's Scream. That's what I was getting ready to say.
Scream, Scream, yeah.
Scream comes out in 2 weeks. It is literally comes out on the 13th of the Thursday night showings, which is literally in 10 days. Scream comes out. So I think it's too late to push back Scream.
Hopefully they could put it to streaming.
Yeah, hopefully we do that. I don't mind at this point because of if it's safer for people.
But I don't know how. But I don't know if 10 days is enough for them to do that.
I don't know. But it's a bad sign for this fucking first 6 months of the movie year. It's a bad sign for movie theaters because who knows if they have to shut down again, are they going to fucking survive again?
No,
if they
actually,
get that far?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I've read a few articles about that. If movie theaters shut down again, if there's actually a federally mandated shutdown, even if it's a few weeks, movie theaters are dead. They won't survive. I mean, they'll be around still. I'm not saying they're going to be like completely DOA, but as far as them being around, as far as what they used to be, nope. They're going to become like drive-ins. They're not going to become, and the reality of it is, it probably never will go back to being the same because, look, there's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of misinformation, and I'm not talking about, one side or the other on the political spectrum, but there's been a lot of people saying, the CDC released the isolation guides, and there's been a lot of people that were like, well, that's not correct. And so there's back and forth fighting. You're getting one set of information rules here, and then you're getting another set over here. People are confused. They're fucking pissed. They don't know what's going on. The reality is people are just fucking scared, man. And the movie theaters, they're one casualty that's going to happen. It's going to be other shit too.
I disagree with the fact that it's definitely going to happen, that they're for sure never coming back. I mean, nobody thought we were going to get the last year that we got. And look, movies came back. Look what Spider-Man just fucking broke all these goddamn records.
Why do you look like a Southern gentleman that fought on the Confederacy side while you're holding your jacket like that? Like you look like you're giving a speech to
it's comfortable for me to put my hands here.
You look like you're giving a speech to General Lee. Actually,
I'm tickling my nipples with my
North based on the West Virginian side.
Put me in, coach.
I don't think they're not coming back in I don't think they're going to be. I don't think movie theaters are going to be the same in the way that we thought of them before COVID. It's never going to get back to that. First off, people don't trust anybody anymore because
it's already gotten back to that. I mean,
one movie, Spider-Man, did a great job. Other ones are not doing so well. Matrix
no, they're not doing as well yet, but they were on the way there. I mean, they were doing just fine.
Did good, but they're still a disappointing as far as like what they look at.
Well, Resurrections was put on streaming the same day.
Yes, so and that was the only reason why it did like almost $1 billion, because if it hadn't been, it would have been one of the worst fucking Matrix movies of all time.
Well, no,
as far as like the money it collected,
the numbers are down, but people are going to the theater. I mean, like it's not like that. Just about everything. It's not caught up completely yet, but it's damn near there. I mean, Spider-Man was pretty much the and that
might be the last movie before, and that might be it. I mean, that might be because it was a big enough movie to get people's asses in the seats. What other movie? Scream is a big movie. It's a big movie, but it's not for everybody. I mean, it's also a genre. It's a genre-flecked movie. I mean, meaning that want to see a horror movie in theaters like Scream or
movies that look at Matrix Resurrections and look at Halloween. Like, of course, it didn't make as much, but it was also available day one on Peacock. People are having the option to watch at home and still deciding to go to the theater. And it made like
that's not the mass majority. If you give somebody 100% of the time, I guarantee if you did the study, it used to be people asked them. Dude, this was before I think it was 2019. The study came out. Would you rather stream the movies or go to the theaters? It was like an overwhelming theaters. Now it's overwhelming stream.
But I'm not talking about that. All I'm saying, I'm using that as a reference point to say that like that was on streaming and still a lot of people went to theaters. I'm not saying I don't know how many people streamed it. Obviously, they don't give us those numbers, and they need to figure that out. They need to figure out how to give us the streaming numbers so that they can say how successful a movie was or wasn't.
I feel like their relationship is really precarious with the movie theater, and they don't maybe want. I mean, a la law. Look at fucking DC not releasing the numbers for what Zack Snyder's Justice League did.
Well,
they don't want that. They don't want people to know.
There's another difference between like a movie that's free to watch on a streaming service, right? Like.
It's not I mean, you got to pay for it a month.
You got to pay for the monthly thing, but like most people already have a lot of these. You know what I'm saying? Like, or like look at a movie like Red Notice that would have definitely been in theaters. I mean, shit's changed. It's changed a fuck ton. There's no doubt about that.
You wonder if you looked at first off, you wonder if they go to like maybe a business model where they don't allow the new movies anymore to be on a streaming service that you bought already. So like say it's HBO Max. HBO Max is still kind of pricey at $14.99 a month, but you get access to a lot of cool shit. But you also get access, and you hope that you get access to movies that are released same day theater, and you already have that available to you. You don't have to pay any extra fee. What if they just took that away from all streaming services and they said like you have to buy this
bring back
like $20. It doesn't matter if you have HBO Max, even if it's produced by HBO, you still have to buy $20.
See, I'm okay.
A ticket.
I'm okay with that if they don't do both. Don't tell me I have to pay for a subscription for Disney Plus and then charge me $30 for a movie, but I also have to have Disney Plus to watch it. So, bring back pay-per-view and
take away the exclusivity to only one particular streaming platform and only put it on. You have to buy, like, look, if you watch boxing or UFC, right? It's pay-per-view. You have to buy it. You have to buy it. It doesn't matter. So if it's $35 or $45, it doesn't matter if you have ESPN Plus or whatever. You still have to buy that fucking thing. So, but what you just do that? Now, I'm not saying I don't want to say $35. I'm saying $20 to $25 that's enough. But
but the high seas are going to make a killing.
Well, I'm saying, but if you put it only on like, okay, so you have to buy this as far as a one-time watch, right? So you're not going to be able to hold it for 2 days and then watch it, twice. So like I was like for Halloween Ends. Say Halloween Ends was coming out, and they're like, okay, so it's going to be $22.95 on Amazon Prime or Amazon. Just say Amazon. That's one streaming. You have to pay $22.95. It doesn't matter. It's not going to release on Peacock. You have to pay $22.95, and it's only good for 24 hours, and then it's gone. Or it's only good until you shut the movie off. So if you go to the bathroom and you turn off your TV, you're out $22.95. I mean,
that's weird.
But I'm saying if you went to the movie theater, right? You buy the one ticket, you can't have it for 24 hours.
No, I get it. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's interesting. And again, like I said, like it's gonna be when they do that, just like it has been up to everything with this point. When you do that, that movie is gonna be available on a site that'll take you, if you have an IP address block or whatever, that'll take you 2 seconds to get to. Click on it, click through a couple ads, and watch it in HD, perfect, for free. And the more movies start to go towards just streaming where you have to pay for it, the more people are going to start to, the moms and dads and the Facebook, the people who are on Twitter or Instagram, only on Facebook, they're going to catch on. They're going to, what are you talking about, son? I can watch this movie for free by just like going to this website. Like, it's going to, like, piracy is already easy. But if this becomes the movie industry, it is going to be fucking. Everyone's going to know how to do it. Your grandma's going to know how to do it. I don't think it's going to become
the exclusive movie industry. I think it's going to be shared movie industry. Like I said, I don't think movie theaters are going to go the way of the dinosaur, but I definitely don't think they're ever going to have the power or the influence they once had. Because also, movie studios are also realizing too, they don't have to pay a shit ton out for movie theaters to promote their movie anymore. And the streaming model is working for them, and they know that too. These business guys know that, hey, at the end of the day, I just want to make a fucking dollar. And the movie studios are saying, okay, well, how can we do that without spending a lot of money? They're like, hey, during the pandemic, these many people bought, which used to never buy these streaming movies, a lot more than ever in our history. Yeah. My point being is, like, as far as the piracy goes, you're never going to stop it. It doesn't matter. Like, there's movies that come out, like, dude, I've watched those in HDs 2 days after they hit theaters. I mean, because the reason why is they go to
typically
different countries.
Shaky cam. This is sometimes, be HD.
But I mean, sometimes they also are HD because they go to different countries and those countries upload them. I mean, that's just the way that it's always going to be that way.
I got pissed, dude. I'm actually going to pee my pants. Bat Seal does want, though, the next super chat is, he said, can Anton Chigurh flip a coin for Slender Man?
I don't know how that works, but sure. How you doing? No, me doing well. How you doing? I don't know. Not well. Not like you. Do you have a coin? I me have to check me pocket. I don't know if me have a coin. Like, what kind of coin you want? You want a Chuck E. Cheese coin? No, I don't want a Chuck E. Cheese coin. I want a regular American coin. Your lucky coin. Me lucky coin? Me don't know if me have a lucky coin. Okay, well, hold on 1 second. Me gonna get a lucky coin for you. Coin. I mean, didn't say corn. I didn't say you said corn. I mean, no. Okay, fine. All right. Don't get so. Why you look like that for? Why you so mad about things? I'm not mad. I just want you to get a coin. Okay, so here we go. Here's coin. What you want me to do with it? It's nice. It's nice little coin, though. What year is this? 1997. That's a long time ago around there, huh? It was a long time ago. But I want you to flip it. I want you to flip it up in the air and call it. You mean flip it up in the air and code it? Why you want me to do that? Because I want to know if you live or die. Live or die? Me good. What you talking about? By the flip of a cone, it's going to decide me fit? Me think you out you man, sir. We're all out of our mind. But I need to know. Flip the coin. It might be your lucky day. Well, every day is a lucky day when you wake up. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you know, you go to bed very depressed, or you had a bad day, or something like that. You're like, you know, the world just don't make sense. And then you wake up and you smell the roses, and you're like, hey, everything all right now. You're going to go out there and take the day by the horns, and it's going to make it middle. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, let me flip the coin for you. Flip the coin. Heads. Be careful. Turn it over. What was it? It was heads. George Washington's right there. You see? George Washington. He had wooden teeth, you know. So I guess it's your lucky coin. Because otherwise you'd be dead. You so extreme. Is you one of them skateboarders? You so extreme. I mean, your haircut look like Prince Valiant. Why you look like that? I'm gonna go down. But keep that coin. It's your lucky coin. You know what, guys? I gotta quit because I feel like I'm getting into a dialogue. It's so goddamn weird. I feel like a split personality disorder coming on. Like, I'm trying to be Slender Man, and then I'm trying to be Anton Chigurh. Woo-wee. That's like I went like this for a minute, huh? What you talking about, Willis? I was all out of there. Anyway. By the way, I just want you guys to know and understand and be beloved to me as far as the fact that I don't want the movie. I said this like back when the pandemic first started. I don't want movie theaters going out. I don't want them to die. I don't want any of that happening. But at the same time, look, I understand the fear, and I understand, like, you know, it's going to be a long time before people are comfortable going into a very not well ventilated area, sitting, you know, arm to arm with people, breathing in their air. You know, I understand. So I'm just saying, personally, I feel like streaming is okay. I don't feel like it's a bad thing. I feel like people that think it's gonna ruin everything. It's not true. I think it's the same people that thought video stores were gonna ruin the actual theater, the cinema. And then, you know, even the ones that thought that when Netflix came around that they were going to break things forever. It's not going to happen. Yes, it did put out the video stores, but also what put out the video stores back in the day, the physical video stores, was because of their own greed, their own stupidity for not changing with the times. Blockbuster itself had a chance to buy Netflix and become a blockbuster streaming series. They chose the option that they thought Netflix was a fart in the night and it was going to do nothing. And the fact that they got sued because they were charging people like 50 or 60% interest on movies that only cost $20. That's why video stores died. It hadn't, you know what? They died of incompetence. They didn't die because, they died of incompetence, and they died because they didn't change with the times. That's what happened to movie theater or to movie stores.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And if me and Mike, like Mike said it before, I swear to God, dude, I would do it in a heartbeat. If they were like, hey, you're going to lose $100,000 a month. If we had millions and millions of dollars, I'm like, I don't care if we lost $300,000 a month to own a video store.
Oh yeah,
that'd be the fucking life, dude. Because we would have a live show in the back corner amongst all the goddamn, like, hey, I see how Mike's background is, but it would be like actual movie store, and it'd be like in a corner, catty cornered in there. Oh my God,
we do all our shows live from it.
We know how like they do those live sports shows in like a Buffalo Wild Wings or something. It'd be like that.
Yeah, that would be amazing. What's going on with my fucking hair, man? I got some weird.
I gotta go pee. I'll be back.
Look at me. I'm a cockatoo. Ben Wolf says, imagine if Allison from Halloween hides from Michael. Michael pulls an H2O and finds her. Turns out she's at Camp Crystal Lake. That's funny, Ben. I was going to joke and say that. I was going to say that it'd be funny as fuck if Michael's been gone this whole time, and after the movie's done, they're like, where was Michael that 4 years? Guess what? He was in Crystal Lake. Comic-Con. Michael versus Jason. The lawsuit's over. And it's a prequel to Halloween Ends, and it talks about that 4 years where he and Jason had a Hatfield McCoy fucking barn burned down fucking 4-year drag out fight. Maybe it didn't have to be 4 years, but that happened. That's dumb as fuck. I'm not being serious, but that would be funny as shit. I was going to joke about that. See here what you people are saying. You guys are being so awesome and productive in the chat, and there's still 330 people here, and it's fucking awesome. So just trying to catch up on the chat. Sorry we're so long-winded. Will Arnwine, what's up, dude? Says Michael Myers is out there. It can't be reasoned with. It can't be bargained with. It doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear. And it absolutely will not stop ever until you are dead. That's a nice Terminator reference, Will. I like it, and it makes sense for what the fuck we're talking about it. I met Michael Bain once, and he treated me just like that. I was like, hey, man, can I interview you? He was like, no. I was like, fine, dick. He was kind of rude about it, to be honest with you. Jerry Ramey, thank you so much for the super chat, dude. Appreciate that. He says, personal preference. Personal pied pickle purple fucking people eaters. Personal preferences aside, there's no way theaters survive this. We started to get through the original virus, then Omicron comes just a few weeks later. Theaters were blockbuster levels before all this. It's you know, I am, as much as I was like, oh no, dude, theaters not going fucking away with the original shutdown. You guys know my stance on that. I firmly believe they would be fine and they would come back, and it wasn't going to be the end of it. I do believe though that if there was another full-on shutdown, the money, the stuff that they've already borrowed, like all that shit, it's gonna be hard to overcome. And I'm weird about it because like I've been going to the movies, I've been going out and living my life. You know, I have been. I'm double vaccinated, I'm boosted, and And this new thing that has come out, a lot of people say it's not as bad. Like it's much more milder than the other stuff was, especially now that people are vaccinated. But that is a personal preference. Tell that to one single person who it killed. It's a very different argument. So I'm not saying that, and I would never go into that territory because it's different for everybody. But for me, things have started. Sports are back, movies are back, everything's come back, and it's still not completely back. You don't completely come back from something that dark, from something that wicked that took hold of the whole world. It takes a while to recover, and we were starting to get there. Like, fuck, we fucking beat COVID, man, the vaccines and all that. And it's a whole political conversation that turns political that we won't get into. But just from my personal preference, that's how I feel about it. I've been living my life, and I've been going to the movies, and I've been doing things, and I've enjoyed that. It sucked to have that taken away, but I totally understand anybody who feels differently too. You know what I mean? Anybody who's lost a family member to any of this, you have to understand that. Just because you feel a certain way, there's that. But it's scary. It's scary. I don't want them to shut everything down. It'd be nice to have the choice, right? It would be nice to have the choice, but you don't want to lose things like movie theaters. We just don't want to go back to that. But that's why that Morbius news is so fucking scary. It really is scary. I hate to hear that for sure. I really fucking do. But Anthony Stamps, thanks, buddy, says, what are your thoughts on the rumor that the Flash movie is supposed to erase all the Snyder DC movies? When Jay gets back and we get caught up on the chat, that is going to be the last part of the show. So I'll save that, Anthony, because that's the main thing we're going to talk about tonight. That's the big fucking story, and we have a lot of fucking thoughts on that, dude. But Dirk Jason Hall says, screaming like banshees. Name that movie quote. Screaming like banshees. I'm not Googling anything right now at all. Screaming. I can't fucking name it, dude. I can't think of it. I'll ask Jay when he comes back. Maybe he can name it. Screaming like banshees. I'm embarrassed. I hate it when someone fucking movie quote questions me and I got nothing for it. By the way, for you Patreons, I was thinking something fun we might try to do in this month's Patreon stream is do a horror trivia. I got Trivial Pursuit, the horror thing for Christmas. Someone sent us a small one, and I got a big one for Christmas. It'd be cool to figure out a way to play a game like that with you guys during the Patreon streams. And who knows if it works out, maybe pull some of it out in the regular streams too. That just reminded me of that for sure. Let's see here. This is just going to be me the whole time Jay's gone. There's a lot of people saying Mike, and it was making me think they were talking about me, but they were just talking to Mike White. So fucking whatever. Fuck you, Mike White. Fuck you in your fucking garage. You hear me? I'll put the system on trial.
What they gonna say?
Hey, do you know the movie quote "Screaming like banshees"?
Nope.
Me either. I couldn't figure it out.
I don't know. I wish I could say that about the girl that I've had, or girls I've had sex with before in the past, but they never did. They always screamed in a very unsatisfied way.
It's Night of the Creeps. That's what it was, apparently. Apparently it's Night of the Creeps.
By the way, I walked into my room and it smells like it smells good, but it smells like an aquarium.
That's weird. Did you buy a turtle?
No, I wish I had one, but no, it kind of smells like fish food, but not like a bad fish food. Like when you open up an aquarium, but not like real stinchy smell, but it just smells like that kind of like fresh water, but like fish food. Aquarium.
I made salmon for dinner, so my house stinks.
Yeah, dude, there's nothing worse than salmon smell. I fucking hate it when mom made salmon patties. I know you love that shit, but the whole house stunk. And then and then she used vinegar to mop the floors. God damn, it smelled like Toxic Avenger's asshole in there.
That or Pine Sol. Pine Sol is like good at first, but if you live in it, you're like, I can't do.
But mom swore mom would use vinegar and water to mop the floor, and that motherfucker hung in the air like Courtney Love looking at Kurt Cobain and saying that she didn't do it.
Ben Wolf said, you think Halloween, Friday the 13th, or Nightmare on Elm Street will go to TV series like Chucky and Hannibal?
Friday the 13th. I don't know. I don't think so.
They've talked about maybe doing a Halloween show before. I actually think if Scream is successful, I have a theory about this, that if Scream is successful, it's going to put some thought into the Wes Craven estate about Nightmare on Elm Street, because as we've talked about before, most of you guys know, Nightmare on Elm Street, the rights reverted back to Wes Craven's estate, like his family. You know what I mean? And they haven't done anything with it yet.
Well, no, they've been interviewing people that are interested. So, I mean, there is that. They're interested in bringing it back in some form or fashion to the media, but they don't. But I do appreciate the fact that they're not like rushing in they're interviewing people, they're interviewing writers and possibly entertaining directors about what the vision for Nightmare on Elm Street would be. So they're not being like cavalier and being like, oh yeah, we'll just throw out any kind of bullshit like the remake. So
and it's been a long time. It's at least a year since we heard that news. So they're definitely taking their time with it. But I do wonder with this Scream movie, like the number one thing everybody's saying is like, oh my God, it's such a tribute to Wes. Like nobody wanted to do it without Wes, but they made it in such a special way that it's a tribute to him, and it's really nice. It makes me wonder if when the family, when the estate, when they see that and if Scream does well and it's popular and it's well received, it'd be cool if that some news got fast tracked on that. They went, okay, this can work. Let's do it.
I think the Scream TV series was a pure pile of melty dog shit.
Oh yeah, not good.
All 3 seasons. Even when the 3rd season they brought back the original mask, which they should have done anyway with the 1st season, by the way. Not that goddamn I'm in the Town movie with Casey Affleck mask. Even when they did that, it still sucked. All 3 seasons were terrible. So, it kind of does leave a bad taste for a lot of these creators because they're like, you know what? That was a popular franchise, and it was maybe even out of all of it, it might have been built for a TV series, and they fucked it up. It was terrible.
Right. But I do think Chucky just came out, and that was successful. It seemed like everybody really liked that.
But they kept with the vein of it. They kept with the actual heart of what Chucky is versus trying to change it.
Yeah, the thing with the Scream TV series, it was still the Weinsteins in control of it then, and everybody knows that they would shill anything for a fucking $1, and that's what they did. They just fucking threw it out and say, hey, just do something fucking with it. Scream for it, make that much. Fucking, I don't care. So I think that, like, I think that there's always an opportunity for Halloween to have a TV series. I think it would be cool if Halloween had a TV series and it was separate from the films, and you could have the best of both worlds.
Well, I mean, we've talked about it before, doing something like Loomis Files, and then going through all the different types of psychopaths that he may have treated in the past that we didn't even hear. I don't know. I feel like doing that would be fun. And then, always having in the background, kind of like they did with Gotham, where Batman's kind of existing in the background, but you don't really see him until the end. And they also tried with Freddy's Nightmares, which Freddy's Nightmares back in the day,
they gave no money.
But if they did it well, I mean, it was like they were trying to do a Tales from the Crypt. I mean, obviously that's what they were trying to do. I feel like the only franchise right now that I would say 100%, let's fucking do it, because I know, because the lore supports it, and it would be fans would love it and eat it up. Do Hellraiser and tell the different stories of the people that have opened the box over all the centuries and generations. And here's the even best part: you could hire. I don't know why Anthony Hopkins is on my mind, but you could hire what's his name, Pinhead,
Doug Bradley,
the greatness. You could hire Doug Bradley to host it, and then tell a story, and then you could have the story of a person opening the merchant configuration and then having their story. You do a 45-minute story, and then you could do those for like multiple seasons.
Yeah, that would be fucking badass, dude. I would love that. Keith Ashebrander said Cheap Thrills on Shudder. Watch everybody. You're damn straight, dude. We reviewed that way back in the day. Gave it a fucking 10. Cheap Thrills was badass. That was a great movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Dirk Jason Hall says, would love to see y'all with the thing with 2 heads. Dirk, we can give that to you right now. We did that. We had both a couple times. Both Chris and Sean on the show. Yeah. Chris has been on the show multiple times. We had Sean on the show with him once back when they first started it. So they're that show fucking rules.
They're good people, and they smell like Dakar Noor. They both do.
Yeah. And wonderful kissers. As we always like to say. All right, guys. So we are caught up with the chat finally. You guys are fucking rocking the shit tonight. So
Let's get into that fat news.
Oh, shut up, Toya. It is a dark night in Texas.
Let's get into that fat dick. Let's open it up.
I don't like it, Jim.
It's so bad. Mike emailed me this, and I read the story, and I'm like, man, this is bad news. I didn't really want to even talk about this because it's so goddamn terrible.
Oh God!
And not only the news is terrible, but then what they're planning on doing it, if rumors are to be true. Holy fuck shit! Someone sucked a pixie stick right up their butthole. This is bullshit.
This is bad, guys. I'm going to share the screen with you. Close your eyes if you don't want to see something frightening. It's like what is it they say? They're like, the following
images may be disturbing to young viewers.
Yeah, there you go.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, exactly. Holy shit tits. This is bad. Okay. Where are you? Where are you in the night, Jackson? Here it is. Oh fuck. So it's funny because this is everywhere, but it's funny that I use TMZ to pull it up because how that.
Hey, look, it go up though. That picture, Ben Affleck on the left, Henry Cavill in the middle. That's the face that Mike and I have reading this article. And then this is going to be you guys on the right, Ezra Miller. Oh.
So this was brought to my attention by somebody on Twitter, and then so I guess it came from Grace Randolph, who you guys probably know who she
reactions,
is. Yeah, she and it's a double-edged sword because she has said shit's gonna happen before, and it turned out to be total bullshit. She's also said stuff, and they call them scoopers. We're scoopers.
Maybe
that has turned out to be right. Yeah, I call them fucking movie spoilers.
I call them assholes, but you can call them what you want.
In my neck of the woods. Yeah, but here's what she said. She said, "As I've told you with update, it's always like a race to get there first and be the. I hate the whole fucking game of that shit.
Yeah.
Let's just enjoy movies and stop trying to get a job at the fucking New York Times. Jesus Christ, or wherever, Fox News. I don't care. Says, as I've told you with update, the Flash Batfleck's final appearance. So this is all about the Flash movie, right? She says, number one, it's gonna be Batfleck's final appearance. I think we all knew that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and he's done. Yeah, he's done.
Yeah. Cavill's in it, which I didn't even know he was going to be in it at all, but it's only old footage that's used of him on a TV.
Well, that's some cheap shit, but okay.
Yeah. A new Justice League is formed.
Nope, don't like that.
Yeah, and we'll get into why that's a fucking bad idea. Supergirl is the new Superman.
Don't like that.
Supergirl. Why is she the new fucking super?
Whatever.
What?
I mean, why don't you just take a red hot poker and put it in my wiener hole?
Keaton, working with Black Canary, picks Batgirl as the new Batman.
Okay, well, at this point now, I feel like I've snorted too much cocaine. I don't know what the world is anymore.
I feel like I'm shitting myself to death on a toilet.
Holy fuck.
And this is the new DC. Let's be open-minded and give it a fair shot.
Yeah, how about let's just not be open-minded at all and say it's gonna fucking suck so much goddamn Tyrannosaurus dick because these motherfuckers that run this shit at DCEU is like goddamn Ray Charles giving you an optometry goddamn treatment and saying your eyes are fine. You fucking moron. I'm not talking about she's a moron. I'm just saying specifically, this is the most moronic idea. I cannot be open-minded when you're going to tell me they're going to flush this bullshit and give us this goddamn hot garbage.
Somebody else here says, I don't know who this is, but they say, I don't usually tweet about DC stuff, but I have a friend who has seen The Flash, and the movie will erase every movie Snyder has done. Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Justice League never happened now. Erase from continuity. Affleck and Cavill are both gone.
This is like, you know what? This is great. You know what? I love this. I mean, it's so cool. It's so cool, man. Hollywood, DCEU, and Warner Brothers, man, they're so cool. They're looking out for all of us. Holy fuck. You know what I think next? I think what we should do is when a baby comes and it's first born, you should grab it by its fucking neck when it's still got the umbilical cord attached to it and say, there's no fucking Santa Claus, motherfucker. You got to work on your own. And you know what? Life sucks. That's what
way darker with that.
I fucking hate Warner Brothers, dude. If this is true, Warner Brothers literally just shot themselves in the fucking face. I'm talking about, no, you know what? They shot themselves in the heart like Monsters Ball, Heath Ledger shooting himself in the fucking. It's it. That's it. I'm gonna suck Marvel's dick for the rest of my life. That's it. That's it. Give me that Disney cock.
Two things though, and I got thoughts. I got thoughts. But two things. Number one, is it true? My first reaction was, and I even tweeted this when it came out. I used that meme from Super Troopers. It's like, I'll believe that will be shit turns purple and smells like rainbow sherbet. Like, there's no fucking way. I don't believe that. But then I took 30 seconds to calm down. I had some fucking Raisin Bran and a smile, and I thought, no, it's probably fucking true.
Raisin Bran made you smile. I call bullshit. Like, that made you poop.
I love Raisin Bran. Dude.
It's really good,
delicious.
Though.
Yeah,
it's really good.
But it's Warner Brothers, so it's very likely that it is true. So, but here's before we get into how stupid this fucking idea is,
goddamn dumb.
Can I just say, like, why are you? Even if this is true to her and whoever else does this, you're blatantly and openly spoiling one of the biggest movies of the year. Like, you say, hey, let's just give it a chance. But like, you're not even letting people see it for themselves. You're doing the opposite of that.
I don't want to see it. Like, I don't want, look, you know what?
Why are you spoiling this movie for people?
Hey, look, if Supergirl is going to be the new Superman and Batgirl is going to be the new Batman, this is like, you know what? And I appreciate these motherfuckers telling me beforehand. This is like someone telling me that, hey, if you keep going down there 5 miles, you're going to run into some slick ass roads and it's going to be icy and you could die. I appreciate that because that tells me right away I won't fucking give you the goddamn money at all to watch it. Now, at the same time, if it's untrue, then fuck these people that lied about it and said this is what's going to happen. But dude, I'm telling you what.
Warning. It's a. I got the scoop. Hope you're excited about it. Like, you know
if it's true, it's a warning. For me, I'm going to take it as a warning if it's true.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. DC is literally the most confusing fucking company I've ever seen in my life. You have something different, unique. You have characters that are so cool and iconic and legendary that are the first superheroes of all time. You talking about Superman, the first superhero. You're talking about Batman. He was 1941. He wasn't the first, but he's still the iconic Batman. You have these great, wonderful characters that already are built in to be successful, and you're fucking it up every single goddamn time you get involved. And I'm telling you what it is, dude. It's these fat, moronic morons that work at Warner Brothers, and they hire bigger morons to fucking run their company for them and tell them what people want.
I can hear you getting
these are usually
fatter.
Fucking Harvard elitist motherfuckers that suck the dick of, Professor Hawking, and they don't give a shit. They never read a comic book in their life. They're like, but, based on the profiling and projections, I feel like if we were to add this character in this particular way, we could draw in this type of crowd. And then those dumb fucking fat morons at Warner Brothers, like, how come we ain't making more money? What's happening to our fan base? What's going on? They're like, oh, they're not accepting that this is, you know what? They hired a bunch of Paul Feegs. They fucking killed their goddamn company. That's it. Zack Snyder was the only guy they had. They had the only guy on there. This is like firing fucking Kyle Ripken from your fucking baseball team. Dude, Zack Snyder said the reason why they don't like him because he said fuck you. He said fuck you to the system. He didn't want to do what they wanted him to do. He loved the characters. He loved the stories. He loved the idea behind the stories, and he told unique ideas that were different from Marvel. They want to copy Marvel so bad that that's all they're concerned with. They want to copy that. And I'm not saying nothing against Marvel, but Marvel is a very family-friendly type of approach to these characters, and it works for them. And there's nothing wrong with it. They've done a great job. I mean, Spider-Man No Way Home is my pick for movie of the year. But the point being is that's Marvel style. DC, you look at Batman. He's very much he's an anti-hero. He's a tragic character. He's very Shakespearean in a lot of ways as far as like what he's gone through and how he handles things. And he's grounded in more ways than some of the Marvel characters. And they want to fucking put Disney ears up his asshole and say, he's happy. Yeah, he's a girl. Respect it, bitch. He's a girl. Come on, guys. Like, it's fucking stupid.
Like, so I'm not surprised at all, like, about the Snyder Cut stuff, because we know how Warner Brothers feels about Snyder. Yeah. We've talked at ad nauseum about how stupid they fucking are for ending the Snyderverse and for not just using this. Like, they put out the Justice League, Snyder's Justice League, and it fucking ruled. It fucking
and they won't release the numbers on that.
It was the best film, for a lot of people that they've released. It was a fucking epic, and
as far as I'm just let me like add on to what you're saying. As far as like post Nolan, the best DC movie of all time.
Yeah, I'd go with that. Some people say Joker, but for me, it's Zack Snyder's Justice League. But you have this opportunity with that with the Flash movie that's coming out, the Flashpoint paradox, all that stuff that's going, the multiverse, same thing we're doing with Marvel. You have this opportunity to, hey, that worked, and Zack Snyder's Justice League proved that if you just back out, if Warner Brothers just leaves it alone and lets him make the movie the way he needs to make it, that he can do something that works for everybody. This is going to be a little bit longer. It's going to be a little strange. It's going to be a little dark, but people crave something different. So instead of taking that absolute fact advice, they're like, no, we're still pissed about it, so we're going to end that. So that doesn't surprise me at all that they're going to use this to end the Snyderverse. All right. It's fucking bullshit. It's dog shit. It's a terrible business decision. Not surprised at all.
Yeah.
Absolutely not surprised. And the whole I'm all about restore the Snyderverse, but like the whole bring Batfleck back, Ben Affleck does not want to come back.
Yeah,
I mean, he said he doesn't want to come back.
And that's fine. Yeah.
Henry Cavill has said he was ready to do that.
They have fucked him so bad though.
Yeah, and you know our thoughts about how stupid it is not to do a Man of Steel
100%,
2.
yeah.
How stupid it is not to do that. Dumb. And once again, especially because you can have the Michael B. Jordan Superman movie, you can have a Supergirl, you can have a Batgirl. I thought the idea of Michael Keaton being in Batgirl was so fucking cool. I was like, this is cool. You can really do all
but
sorts
not
of
to
shit.
put her as the pedestal.
Right. And then you think like, oh, the Flash movie is going to have Michael Keaton. They're on a roll. They're doing some smart fucking things. This is going to open some doors up. Despite how we feel about how stupid they are about Cavill, you think that is something bright in their future, what they could do with it. And then this news come out and it's like, just when I thought you couldn't get any dumber, you do something like this and completely do not fucking redeem yourself.
Well, you know,
now you're saying that, no, we're gonna have there's no Superman in this universe. There's no Batman in this universe.
This is fucking,
it's fucking dog shit.
I don't know.
At the same time, you do have Robert Pattinson's Batman over here, so it's not like
never
not a Batman.
But he's separate. And Matt Reeves, that story is completely separate, and they're never gonna probably add them into the DCEU. You know what I feel like this is a very slap happy attempt to pander. And I fully see this, and it's a clumsy fucking moron running around trying to please a certain group of people, and they at the same time cut off their main audience. Here's the thing about what they don't realize, and I don't know. First off, I don't even like talking about this or saying anything about it, but you know who the center guy, right, for Justice League was? It was Cyborg, a black guy that was a football star that had to overcome great difficulty and becomes the heart and the motivation behind the Justice League. You had something very special and different than what Marvel was doing at the time. So now you think, oh, I can't do that because Zack Snyder's fucking ejaculate was all over it. That's how petty and moronic you fucking are. So then you decide, oh, I know what we're going to do. We're going to copy the Captain Marvel thing. Yeah, that's working out real well for Marvel. Why don't you look at the fucking numbers and see how well Captain Marvel is doing compared to the other movies they put out? And by the way, the comic book sales, not doing so well. You know why? Because people don't want shit force fed down their fucking throat. That's the end of the story. The fact is, Superman is a man, Batman is a man, and Wonder Woman's a woman.
And Supergirl's a girl.
And Supergirl are secondary characters inside those stories. They do become part of the Justice League, I think, at some point. But as far as the next big three, you're out of your fucking mind. The big three is Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman. You had all of that, and then you shit on it. My point being is, like, it really sucks, dude, because I feel like the Justice League they put together with what Zack Snyder had shot, even in that shitty Joss Whedon movie, I feel like the representation was there. And you know what? At the end of the day, I didn't care it was a black guy that was Cyborg. That was one of the main guys in it. I thought it was a great character. He was well written. He was very much in tune with what I thought a hero should be. And it had nothing to do with his skin color, motherfucker. It had nothing to do with his gender. It had to do with the fact, is he portraying that character and that comic book character well on screen? He's absolutely doing it. This is what this is, dude. This is overkill. 100% overkill. If you make Batgirl and Supergirl and Wonder Woman your big three, you will kill your franchise to a point where people are going to be so turned off by your bullshit. You're going to have a shakeup in management at Warner Brothers before they even trust you again. Because at this point, dude, I wouldn't be surprised if you have, some other bullshit coming in, like, Bruce Wayne. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this. By the way, I'm just going to say this before I say what I'm going to say. There's nothing wrong with this, but this is like having Michael Keaton come back, reprise his role as Batman, and the entire time he had been homosexual. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't need to change the characters that were written and established early on just to fit a narrative. That's bullshit. And that's also called pandering.
If they really wanted this diverse, group of superheroes, we want to put diversity at the forefront. If they really want to do that, despite what they've already had, but they wanted to push forward, write fucking original characters. You have a fucking talented team, like you have like all the money in the fucking world. Why go and make fucking Batman a woman? Like, I know Batgirl's always going to exist, but why do this? Like, why be like, we only care about this gender? That's the opposite of the point. It's supposed to be about inclusive. Everybody. Yes. It's supposed to be about what? Why would it not be better for the world if we saw all the cultures together, men, women, cultures, everything working on screen together, just like they do in the comic books, just like they do in the X-Men, just like they do in the Justice League. Why can't Batgirl and Supergirl help the Justice League be a part of that? Why can't we show these stories and tell actual stories? Like this is not just pandering, but it should be insulting to females and to anybody.
Not just females, but dude, you know what it is, and this is the truth. This should flow organically. Okay. And if it doesn't flow organically, guess what you've done, motherfucker? You've literally tried to appease your little minority audience on Twitter and Instagram. You're trying to please a small group of motherfuckers that think, and by the way, they don't even watch your shit. They don't give a fuck about your shit. They just want to make sure they're in control. They want to make sure their sociopathic needs are met. And when they get what they want, they move on to something other, like fucking locusts. And you bend the knee to them. My point being is the fact that, yes, absolutely, you should have Batgirl. You should have Supergirl. You should have all the representation. You can have all that shit. That's all good. But these are characters that you can have without having to make sure they're fucking front center, shoved down your goddamn throat in a preachy ass way and be like, Paul Feig, women power, Ghostbusters 2016. Because that's all it's... That it literally spanks of this. By the way,
that's what you're gonna get now. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say is like, look, to me, and I've said this before. When I was a kid, I think it was 1998, and before that it was 1995. We had Alan McElroy talking about Spawn. He was an African American or a black guy, whatever. That was a superhero. He went to hell. He was awesome as fuck. He was great. Guess what? Here's the thing, you dumb shit, so removed motherfuckers from what reality is. I didn't care what color he was. I wouldn't have cared if Al Simmons had been gay and sucking cock in the alleyway if that was his character. If Todd McFarlane had written that way, I would have loved it. I mean, I might have got hard, but I would have been fine with that. The same thing goes with Blade. That was a Wesley Snipes. Blade will always be to me, and you know what the weird thing is? I didn't even, when I watched that movie the first time, I never said, it's a black dude, man, whatever. I would have liked it a lot if it had been a black dude. Shit. Nobody thinks like that, you delusional motherfuckers. Nobody thinks like that. The majority of people do not think like that. So I just thought it was a cool dude in a fucking leather ass jacket that killed fucking vampires. That's where it ended. So when you guys do this shit, all you're doing is creating more and more problems, and you're separating people when you should be you already had a movie, man. You had a movie. The Zack Snyder Justice League had Cyborg, and I didn't care if he was black or not. He was the main guy. And that was the whole idea behind the Justice League.
You summed it up perfectly in a nutshell when you said that brought people together. I don't know if that's exactly what you said now at this point, but you said that brought people together instead of dividing us.
That's all we're doing.
At the end of the day, that should be the point. Like if you're trying to do something good for humanity, for men, women, for any gender, whatever, you should be helping bring people together, not purposefully going out of your way to divide people, because in your mind, they're doing the same thing Paul Feig did, where they say, I can make this and I can do whatever I want, and I'm not taking any risk at all. Do you know why? Because if my movie fucking sucks, all I have to do is tell everybody who didn't like it that they're a bigot. Yep, and then nobody can disagree with me. Yeah. And all you're doing is you're taking a movie, a franchise, DC, something that's supposed to be fun, that's supposed to bring people together, bring us all together, enjoy and fun things, and you're creating a discourse, and you're creating a fight, and you're creating anger. Like you're actually working against all of these groups that you're pretending to be championing. Yeah. It's bad. It's not good for anybody.
What's really sad, dude, is all these fucking nutballs that have gotten any kind of power in these studios to infect change like this. It blows my goddamn mind, dude. I feel like that old dude with the 1770s curls in the Patriot. He's like, how could it come to this? Farmers with pitchforks, because that's all these fucking crazies used to be. By the way, and I'm talking about all you Twitter motherfuckers, Instagram bitches, TikTokers, whatever, that spout this goddamn narrative, Hollywood bullshit. You motherfuckers used to be homeless people that lived with a megaphone in Las Vegas spouting your bullshit. Just crazy shit. And you know what people would do? They'd be like, oh, that guy's crazy. Here's $1. And then they would ignore you. You should be ignored. You should be left in the fucking shadows and forgotten. But unfortunately, that's where Twitter and Instagram and certain parts of social media has fed into your delusion. And unfortunately, also, you found morons that listen to you. I am so sickened and tired of this bullshit happening, dude. Look, the Zack Snyder Justice League was some of the best shit I've ever seen. It was moving, it was emotional, it was dark, it was gritty, it was action oriented. It had all the flavors of a great superhero movie. It was great. It was amazing. And you know what? Not once, not one time did I see anybody saying, it racist, dog. That movie's racist. Or, oh, it's not representing the trans community. Oh, it's homophobic. I didn't see that one time. I saw a lot of comic book fans and DC fans coming together, no matter what your sexual orientation was, what you identify as, I don't give a fuck, or your color. They were like, that's a great goddamn movie. That's what I saw. And then Warner Brothers takes it on their fucking dirty ass self to say, nah, we need to go somewhere else. We need to be right up there with the fucking, like, Marvel shit.
You say Twitter and Instagram.
I can't hear you.
So you mentioned, like, Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and all that stuff, and I get what you're saying, but I think it's actually it's when it comes to this level, like with these studio heads and stuff like that, I think it's actually more the people. It's not the people on Twitter or whatever. It's not the social media, because that's just a mishmash of everybody. But what it is it's the people who run these media sites, like these news conglomerates, all that shit like that, like, and they write these opinion pieces, and like they, or these watchdogs that are like, oh, there was, they have a problem with everything, and they're just looking to fucking have their gotcha moments on all these movies and all these directors and all this shit and all this stuff like that. It's these people who write these articles that are published by huge fucking companies that are trying to push they're trying to get their certain way done. And by the way, also, those same sites hire reviewers who review these movies. So it's like, it's a weird fucking, like, but it's
the reason why I say Twitter and Instagram, because I feel like there is a term called Twitter mob, and that's 100% accurate. I've seen
I know what you're saying.
I understand. And Instagram mobs, and I've seen these fuckers that literally will organize and try to get someone like banned or removed because they don't share the same bullshit opinion that they do. First off, I don't know what happened in this fucking country where I can say I disagree with you, bitch, but we can still be friends afterwards. I don't care. I'm not racist, and I'm not bigoted, and I'm not misogynist. I just have a difference of opinion on what you feel is a perfect representation of a utopia that doesn't exist in your goddamn moronic mind. My point being is that they've given way too much power to certain little groups inside of these fucking particular social media platforms that influence way too much. And you know what the problem is that these studio companies, they do look at those because they're like, oh no, what are we gonna do? John Jim on Twitter hates my shit and he has 15 million followers. What am I supposed to do? And then moron that was probably a John Jim follower says, you know what you could do? You could change everything about the character and that'll appease them. And then he's like, do they watch it?
My friends that I'm eating brunch with this afternoon at Barney's, they're gonna love this.
Yeah, idea. After our mocha freeze blast at Starbucks, we'll talk about it, and then maybe we'll tweet out that your movie.
You are a champion.
Yeah,
you go.
Dude, I'm so sick of it. And DC to me and to Mike, I think you would agree as well, was the last bastion of like true original powerhouse, awesome superhero storytelling. That's not Marvel. That's not a copy and paste Marvel movie. And now they're going in this direction. And I got to be honest with you, I'd rather watch fucking Marvel if they go in this direction and what they're trying to go with. And I know that Grace Randolph, and I have nothing against Grace Randolph. I don't know the lady. I never really watched her videos at all, but I have nothing against her. But she's saying, give it a chance. Listen, I don't want to do that because this is obviously a pandering shill. It's a bullshit attempt to make sure that the right people watch their films, or at least they're pleasing the right people. And I'm not into that because that's called a pussy. And I don't want to watch those people. It's no different than The Last Jedi when Rian Johnson came in. I don't want to watch that shit. I think it's literally a disrespect to the fans, and it's a shit on the face of anybody that's also a minority, meaning homosexuals or black or red or whatever. They're shitting in your face and they're saying, guess what? We gave you this. We gave you this. Here's a treat for you. Do you want it? Do you want this? That's what they're doing. So fuck that. I'm not going to watch that shit.
And let me be clear. When I was doing that, you're just making a big difference, Steven. What I was doing, by the way, just so you know, I'm not actually.
I know what you were doing.
Well, now I'm not making the voice of a homosexual, of a gay person. I'm making the voice of a straight person who's drinking a kale shake, talking to his friends in that fashion, so we can sound less threatening.
Well, that's
just fucking batshit people.
But that's how sad we are. That's how sad we are, dude. You have to apologize for shit that you did.
And I'm not. For instance, Jeffrey Miller here says, and I'm not sure. I could be misreading. He says, "Haha," or "LOL," speaking like a true Kentuckian. So what you're saying when you say that
you
is,
can't talk, bitch.
What you're saying is, what you're saying is you're saying that while we're sitting here saying that they should include in a melting pot, just like our society is in a melting pot with Justice League or whatever, with all these movies, they should include all cultures, all whatever, have them be their characters in the movie, have them working together. Don't single it out to a certain gender or whatever, or make it this or that. While we're saying that, what you're doing is you're saying you're typecasting us and saying that Kentucky, because we're born in Kentucky, because of the place of where we reside.
Yeah, we don't live next to an ocean,
in one category as rednecks. So what you're doing is the exact opposite of what you're supposed to be championing. You're doing the exact opposite of what you're
they are.
They're
hypocrites as fuck. They can't be challenged, and they, you know what? You can't win a debate with them because they're moronic as fuck. And when you actually bring up facts to them, guess what they do? They hide back into their bullshit. This is what they do. They're turtle shell. You're misogynist. You're racist. You're this. That's what they do. And guess what? I am going to make fun of you, motherfucker, because if you're saying that, you're a piece of shit. Here's the thing. Just because I don't live near an ocean, man. So somehow I'm not fucking wisdom like you, man. Oh my God, I live near an ocean, man. I see fucking fish all the time, and I see dolphins fly. So
to be fair, I really want to live near an ocean.
It'll be great. But by the way,
awesome.
Guess what? Just because you live on the West Coast, your shit, you have... to try to educate other people on what the right thing is, you are fucking deluded. You motherfuckers put more Botox in your goddamn flesh. You guys are going to be Escape from LA pretty soon. Fucking flesh melting off, walking through the streets. My point being is, like, you're pretty much, you know what? That's not racist. It's called discriminatory. You're you are a discriminatory person by saying we're from Kentucky, so therefore we don't have an opinion. You're fuck yourself and go sit on a goddamn tadpole, bitch.
Well, and again, I'm saying if that's what you were saying, dude, but what you're doing is the opposite of what your goal's supposed to be. We're saying people should work together and we shouldn't single anything out, and we should just make it like natural. Like Vanessa was saying earlier, she still gets chills thinking about the scene with Wonder Woman in Batman vs Superman. Her scene, they were working together. They weren't trying to overshadow or force feed anything. It was just nice. I mean, it's supposed to be about getting along. It's supposed to be about us all living this together. And you're coming out and saying, "Oh, spoken like a true Kentuckian."
Yeah, so we're not allowed. By the way, you're not from the West Coast, so you're not allowed to have an opinion. Right.
Yeah, so it's okay for you to lump me in a category and say that because of where I live, I must be this or that. That's the exact opposite of what your goal is supposed to be here.
That's kind of weird. Didn't they used to do that to black people back in the day? Didn't they do that? I'm not saying it's the same thing necessarily, but I'm saying, like, didn't they used to say because of the skin color, you didn't have an opinion? You didn't have any good to add. So fuck you, by the way, you hypocrite. But I'm just going to say this, by the way, with that Wonder Woman scene, I remember watching it, and I don't think the last thing that came through my thought was like, oh, it'd been really good, but it's a woman. It's a woman. Oh, yeah, and she's Israeli. I don't care. It's
by the way, we don't hate everybody that lives on the West Coast.
I don't care.
By the way, Jay doesn't hate everybody that lives on the West Coast. I just want to put that out there.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, certain celebrities that people follow that live on the West Coast. It just happens to be where they live, or fucking Botox brain morons that spend their time between their hot tub pool in their fucking big ass mansions, telling how everybody should live, and getting their face injected. A la Madonna. I like to take milk baths and say the pandemic's not bad. People are dying, but whatever. I live in a milk bath. I'm just saying that's what the culture is out there. I'm not saying people are like that.
I know what you were saying. I just thought in my head, I went, oh, wait, that sounded like someone could,
No, I bet people can understand what I'm saying. Like, Hollywood specifically is fucking, that place is, look, Clint Eastwood, who's the biggest badass cowboy of all time, said, fuck that place. It's disgusting. It makes me feel like I got jelly on my dick when I leave. Said he left it. So
from where?
Anyway,
he left where?
He left Hollywood. He said, fuck it. He said, it's
I've
disgusting ass. I've never been either, but I mean, there's a lot of weird shit that goes on in Hollywood. But my point being, all I'm saying is, like, I don't discount based on where you're from. I won't say if you're from fucking buttfuck Wyoming and you have an opinion about a movie, the last thing I'm going to say is like, because it's not the same opinion as mine, it don't matter. You're from Wyoming. I don't care. Right. I don't care what you say. So fuck you. If you were saying it, like Mike said, if you weren't saying that, then we deeply apologize. But I'm pretty sure you were saying that, and you might backtrack on it. But
that'd be exactly as us say, the same thing as us saying, "Oh, so you like Black Christmas? You must be from California." He's from California. Bless his heart. He's from California.
But nobody acts like that. I just think the elitism comes from those places. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, all I'm saying about the Justice League revamp, it's dumb. It's a stupid idea. You already had something good in place. For whatever reason, DC hates Zack Snyder. I mean, Warner Brothers hates Zack Snyder.
You're Tom Petty, DC.
That's it. Yeah. Free falling. And you'd rather lose. Look, I mean, how many of us would not want to see a continuation of Zack Snyder, like the nightmare sequence at the end of Justice League, his version, with Jared Leto actually being a good Joker under his tutelage? How many of us would not want to see that movie? I mean, come on. I mean, if you say no, you're lying to yourself. You're trying to say you hated that particular version of Jared Leto's Joker, and you're also saying that you like the Suicide Squad Joker. I don't think anybody outside of a 7-Eleven liked that Joker, but I could be wrong. But
7-Eleven.
He looked like a crackhead. But I'm just saying. But I'm saying. Like, this is, dude, it's very, very sad, and it's very I just feel like this is a slap in fans' faces, man, and it really is. It's unfortunate because Zack Snyder could have been their Kevin Feige.
Yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know. Angel Lee said it best. Said, "I just want Hollywood to make good movies. They can keep their politics and soapboxes out of it. If not, they don't, and I won't get any of my money." So I mean, I agree.
That's the perfect fucking. That's the perfect mental attitude. I mean, can we please get back to that? And the 90s, the action movies and the movies that we got out into the 90s, even in the early 2000s, were so different and not loaded with this political missile. Every time you know what I mean, like you just go see a movie and it'd be like, you're not going to worry about. I could go see Hard Target or Nowhere to Run, a Van Damme movie, and not worry about, oh, there's going to be politics in this. You know what I mean? But nowadays, you're always worrying. You're always on the defensive because they forgot, like, hey, man, people want an escape from reality. If I want to watch and listen to politics and shit, I can turn into CNN or Fox or MSNBC or whatever else and hear that debate. I'd rather go see a movie where I can escape from reality and just have a good time. But you don't get that anymore.
And by the way, Jeff Miller, just in case you were just fucking around and just joking and having a joke, because I know I've seen you in here a whole bunch. I'm sure that you were just kidding around. So if that's the case, I get what you were saying. But that was whole, and like people have said that before. Oh, of course, fucking white guy says this, straight white guy.
No, we've gotten
or like that, the other side of that. Oh yeah, you're from Kentucky. You must
I
be
apologize.
A Trump card.
I apologize.
If that's the case, that was
if
in
you were being
like, I was more using it as an example than anything else, just in case,
if you were just trolling or you were just being, facetious, or you were just out there making whatever. But, the reality is that's the world we live in. And that's really unfortunate. Like, you can say where you're from and all of a sudden your opinion's invalid. Yeah. And I mean, I'm not saying that you did that, because if you did that on purpose, you're an asshole. You are a fucking asshole. But if you did that as a joke, I get it. And I laugh about it. But that really does happen quite a lot. Sure. People will be like, well, your opinion means shit. You can't comment on a particular situation because you're a man and you're white, or you're a man and you're from this state, or whatever it may whatever the flavor of the week may be. That's bullshit.
It's just not okay.
Yeah, I think everybody should have a voice at the fucking table. Like, when did we finally get to a point where it's like, hey, guess what we need? We need to go back to segregation, where everybody fucking hates each other and we all have to vote on and talk about. Dude, when the fuck did that happen? Like, I just want to know, when did that happen again? Like, we've mentioned this before, going back to the 90s movies, Blade, Spawn. They're black, right? They're black characters. They're black heroes. I don't care that they're black. I never even thought to say, there's a black hero here. I would have liked it better, but that guy's black. I don't like him because he's black. It's like, why?
I'd go harder on that guy than I would go after anybody, Like,
I think they're great. I don't care. Look, just write original characters, write cool characters, write decent characters, write heroes, write a character that you can get behind and cheer for in the theater. That's all people were asking for. And that lady that said it earlier, she's exactly right. Leave your fucking politics in your goddamn house and stop infecting it in movies, because I'm not there to listen to your particular version of what I should feel. So that's it.
Yep, exactly. Mikuro80 says, Jay, you the real MVP, and I identify as a Jedi Master.
You're only a Jedi Consular.
Sean Tubby says, sup, glow sticks. Been busy with school, but semester over. We gonna party. Number 3, thank y'all for getting me through tough times. Number 4, well, bye.
Bye. Yeah.
Love you, Sean. Glad that the semester's almost over, dude. Get a fucking beer.
You know what's really weird, man? Kool-Aid. Like, you know what's really weird is like if we bring up this stuff every time, specifically about, and I know that people are going to take the wrong idea from it. Not all people, but some little like tiny little group might say, you all hate it because they're women. It's not that at all. Like, it's totally not that. Because, you know, Supergirl and Batgirl and stuff like that. It's not like that. It's not like that. But the fact is, the big three was never Supergirl and Batgirl. Supergirl didn't even come into a Superman comic book until years fucking later. And it's a fucking cousin. And Batgirl didn't come in until years later either. The big three were Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. And by the way, they had the
women and men working together, cats and dogs.
Get out of here, you fucking asshole. That doesn't exist. The woman should be there making me eggs in the kitchen. Wonder Woman, what? Her bracelets are from the beeper that I tell her that my steak's not done right. But no, look, the reality of it is, it's not that at all. It's this forced bullshit. When it's a natural progression of things, fine. When it's not, and it's obviously forced, and they're trying to force feed you shit, like in the Human Centipede, basically they're trying to staple your mouth to their bullshit ideas and like force feed you shit down your throat, and then you poop that out later, and you poop that into somebody else's mouth.
And I'll be honest with you, if I care about these characters and I care about these movies or whatever, but if we didn't do this YouTube channel, we didn't talk about DC and stuff like this a lot. I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I would look at this news and just roll my eyes and just like move the fuck on and just like live my life. I think that like I just think that even this conversation, like we were talking about this earlier. We were talking about it earlier, like how people just that everybody's entire identities have to be into what fucking political stuff they are, and I'm just tired of it. Like, I'm tired of these things being such divisive fucking.
They're hot topics.
Yeah, like I hate it. I hate even talking about it. Like, you can't help. Like, that's why it is what it is, right? Like, that's why we do it. That's why it works. You know, that's because it gets you going, and like eventually everybody can't help it. You start spouting off, like, and it's like, God, I didn't have fun the past fucking 30 minutes talking about this. I'll be honest with you, I didn't. I had fun. Enjoy it.
I like yelling. And I get a lot of things out. I get a lot of things out from the holidays. But the point being is like, no, I don't. Look, if you think this is great news and you personally like this and this is your cup of tea, I'm not hating on you. I'm not trying to say that you're less than me and your opinion is shit. I'm just saying overall, like personally, and what I'm saying is like, I think this is a vehicle that they're trying to use to deliver something that's not appropriate to deliver in a superhero movie. This is a political message that deserves to be on something like CNN and Fox News, where there are people that are better suited to debate this shit than Mike and I. And you're right. If we weren't doing this channel, I would do the same thing. But the fact is, we have to talk about it and we have to address those concerns, because if we didn't do that and we were just like, oh yeah, they're gonna be a Supergirl and a Batgirl, people are like,
you can't.
You bought by the company. You bought by the company, and Mike and I do have issues with it. But
look, if it looks like shit, smells like shit, it's probably a turd, and you have to call it for what it is, and that's what they're doing here, right? Like everything, like that's what they're doing here.
But I'm not surprised. I could have just said this. I could have left it at this, and we wouldn't even had a 30-minute conversation about it. I could have just been like, look, DC has been shooting themselves in the foot for a long fucking time, so that this is not a surprise that they want to erase the Snyder universe and do this bullshit. Not surprised at all. That's it. That's the end of the story, because DC once again proves that fan loyalty means nothing to them, and they'd rather try to make a fucking quick buck off a spark match from Marvel's bullshit than give a shit about their fans or hire a guy that gives a shit about the characters and tell great stories like Zack Snyder. That's the end of the day.
It's just like I said earlier, it's so that they can it's so that if the movie fucking sucks, or if people don't see it, or if people shit on it, all they have to do is go, well, that just makes you
you're
a
misogynist,
bigot, you know?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you're misogynist,
You know what?
whatever. So
I really hope that this actually frees up Zack Snyder to come on the show, because I would love to pick his brain, because now he can actually fucking rail against Warner Brothers, because they've pretty much said fuck you. Then this is the final straw. Because here's my prediction: Henry Cavill's not coming back. I think he's going to James Bond 100%. I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna take a 3-picture. I told this in a message to Mike and my brother. I think he takes a 3-picture deal with James Bond, and he's done. DC doesn't deserve him. They treated him like shit just because he was associated with Zack Snyder. Get on with James Bond. He's going to be a great James Bond, and that's it. That's all she wrote. And then they're going to cast Michael B. Jordan as Superman.
Yep. Yeah. And might as well. I mean, like, just let him go. At this point, you're not going to be able to do it right anyway. Yeah. Mercuro80 said, as someone that lives in Wyoming, thanks for the shout out, Jay.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's great.
I like Wyoming. It's a great. I really would like to go visit.
Austin says, solution: a Lobo movie that breaks the fourth wall like Deadpool and calls out the fake woke stuff and restarts everything by
that'd be a great
new one.
Yeah, Lobo. I say Lobo. Lobi. What's his name?
Lobo.
Yeah, Lobo is like the Wolverine of the DC universe, so he could do that.
Yeah. I like it, man. I like it. And you know, and the last thing I'll say about this is that. It'll be funny as fuck, and I hope it's not true, but this is a scoop. This is one of those things that might not be true.
Yeah, if it's not, it's great.
It's great. I believe it just because DC is a bunch of idiots. But, and again, I just want to reiterate that I question why the fuck you would put this news out. Like, if I knew this, I would just keep it to myself, because regardless of how I feel about it, let people go to the fucking theater and see it and walk out angry or walk in mad. Now,
Mike, would you get the same clicks, you bastard? No, you wouldn't.
Now we're gonna have this same fucking discourse for months about this fucking movie, dude. The excitement for this movie just went fucking out the goddamn window, man. I
want to see it though, because Michael Keaton's back. I don't care.
I do too, but how excited were we for it? And now it's just gonna be just fucking months of.
That's true, because right now the way they've done this, you are going to be coming in with a Sherlock Holmes microscope, saying, "Is it woke?
Yeah,
is there wokeness?" Like, I don't want that either.
Am I going to have this fucking conversation that we just had 72 goddamn times between now and the fucking movie comes out, when I just want to fucking talk about movies?
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing. I did see. You didn't get to that part in the article. I did read the article where a supposed, and this is super like rumor, a supposed DM from Ezra Miller had come out and said that it's not true at all. He said,
well, he didn't say it wasn't true. He just said,
he just said you can never erase the might of the Zack Snyder universe. So I don't know if he was saying that in a way that's like, oh, I respect what Zack Snyder did, and you can never erase his legacy, or if he's saying that in the actual movie they don't erase it, like, at all. Like, it's still there.
The way I read it is he was basically saying it was true, and but he was like, Snyder's movies will never be erased because they're so great.
Well,
but
if
they're going to do that.
If there's one fucking cool guy at DC that's still, that's still there, and he's like, you know what, maybe we shouldn't erase the entire Zack Snyder universe, because one day we can go back in and go to that universe and still play around with it. I don't know. Yeah. The problem is, dude, Warner Brothers is they're such fucking babies, dude. They're so goddamn petty and babyish. They don't want to even release the actual numbers that Zack Snyder's Justice League did on HBO Max, because it would embarrass them. That's why. And it's so goddamn stupid. You're literally fighting. This is like if there was a treatment and cure for cancer, Zack Snyder being that person, you're fighting that cure. You're just like, nah, I don't need it. I'm good.
It's like,
I mean, dude, imagine this. If there was one fucking goddamn true, like, awesome CEO of Warner Brothers, and they said, Zack Snyder's my guy, he's my Kevin Feige, how different would the DCEU be right now?
Yeah, it'd be fucking beautiful.
Would it not be rivaling Marvel? It would be
even better, dude. Like, just give him his faction of it, let him make his movies, and then you've also got the Robert Pattinson Bat universe, and then you can also have your female-led Justice League, whatever you want to do. But why?
I would choose not to watch that, but you have different options then. Yeah.
It's like they're like, we just opened up all the options in the world. You can do anything with the characters. What do you want to do, Warner Brothers? They're like, get that Zack Snyder back. That's all I give a fuck about.
Yeah,
even though I'm gonna burn my fucking company to the ground.
If I had one, if I had the money to buy Warner Brothers, the first fucking act I would do was be hiring Zack Snyder back and be like, hey man, you have all carte blanche. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Blank check. Do your goddamn universe.
Yep.
You are the main DC. That's it.
Make fucking 3-hour epics. I don't give a shit. Make them 3.5 hours.
Dude, how cool would that
Tell
be?
some stories. Let's make some fucking art out here in these streets.
Why
not?
Did it feel like 3 hours? No, it felt good. It felt good. It felt like a great massage on my dick, and I liked it.
I love those.
I came 3 times.
That's the best. That's the best. All right, guys, we're gonna get the fuck out of here. But I just want to let you guys know, over 300 people almost all night. Fucking amazing chat.
That's awesome.
Amazing conversation. Fucking you guys fucking killed it. You guys rock the shit. Really appreciated your all's support and showing up.
Y'all's input is all that it matters.
Fucking A, man. Fucking A. We love you guys.
See you guys.
See you guys in the streets.
Stay woke, bitch.